joining us for episode 130 of Tattoo Collecting 101 right here on Guy Atchison's Reinventing the Tattoo Network, a community for tattooers, apprentices, collectors, and all those curious about the world of tattooing to join in on these live events and real world events as well. They aim to educate and inspire one another to create better art and tattoos and to ultimately leave the community a better place than how we found it. We stream out most days of the week, so be sure to check out the full schedule of events we have going on, as well as our professional development courses from over 20 world-class tattoo artists at reinventingthetattoo.com. You can also find all these shows on our Roku channel, as well as the full schedule of events on Reinventing the Tattoo. You can find us on our Roku channels and your favorite podcast platforms, so be sure to search for Reinventing the Tattoo and you'll find us there. And real quickly, just want to say thank you to our sponsors who make it possible. Thank you to World Tattoo Events, which has the largest, most comprehensive resource of tattoo events going on in the world right now, as well as Tattoo Now, technology for tattooers. They're the leading edge in professional development, management, and digital tools for tattooers of all levels. Also want to say thank you to our affiliates at the Fireside Tattoo Network and the Apprenticeship Diaries. And lastly, thank you to Guy Atchison, who is founder and inspiration behind the Reinventing the Tattoo community and who makes it all possible. So you can go to guyatchison.com to get your copy of the Biomech Encyclopedia, instructional DVDs, original oil paintings, and custom coil machines. And if you're enjoying the knowledge we share that we're putting out, be sure to share it with a friend and to watch another video.
What's up? Packed stage today?
Hey guys. Yeah.
How's fun?
Well,
Hello.
you were pointing things out and telling me to declutter and
I didn't
all
mean
the
to.
things.
That's why I was like, book it. And it was already in your brain. And I
Yeah.
might have done that.
I should
Thanks, Sam.
tucked it
Appreciate
there
it.
behind the curtain. It's all tucked behind the curtain.
It's all behind the cuts and
So
ah,
we kind of have a special episode this week.
special.
It's like the
episode.
calm before the storm, except it's kind of already been storming.
Yeah. It's funny because we've been having these like we talked about last week, like the pop-up meetings and how that just seems to like be our thing. And I feel like every time now, closer and closer to show, every time I'm here, more and more things we're like, hey, so what about? But honestly, this is the most confident I've ever felt going into any Hell City setup. Let me tell you.
I feel like everything's way ahead of schedule right now, but it's because we've got like such a solid team. I feel like I am not contributing hardly anything, but everything's already anytime I'm like, can I help?
Your je ne sais
Everybody's like,
quoi is
It's
enough.
already done. It's
enough?
already don't have to worry about it.
How
Sorry, I
did that
missed it.
go?
That was fun last year.
I
Like you passed out a whole box of flyers.
Love it.
Great, yeah.
Love it. Awesome. Yeah. I wanted a street team, but I don't remember why I couldn't.
Also happened.
I should have been a good time. Should have been a good
So
time.
lock eyes, it's direct eye contact. That's what happens.
You
Like contact. You want this flyer? You want this flyer?
I do.
And we're
I
best
do
friends
want this
now.
flyer, and we're best friends. I want to know your cat's name.
When's Hell City? When is it?
When is it?
Yeah.
Next
Oh,
weekend,
next?
not this weekend, but next weekend.
Our
What is
balls
19,
start
20, 21?
rolling on Tuesday.
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 Yeah, we're not those people that show up the half an hour before the show and try to throw up our pipe and drape and sound while everybody else is trying to set up. We generally like to provide an atmosphere that the artists are welcome into as immediately as possible. And then that way we're the fuck out of the way while they're trying to do their shit. So
You know, it really is nice from like a spectator's point of view. Before I was like part of the Hell City team, it was really nice to walk in like the opening of the show and everything's already settled in. Sometimes the first few hours of a Friday, people are still setting up their booths.
yeah.
But at Hell City, thank you. Hell City, like everything's already done ahead of time. It's organized. The door guys, most of the door guys have done this for years. So at least I don't know if we really have
a
anybody
main
new on the
person
team.
that's been
Really.
there a long time.
Okay.
We've had the same main like door manager, if you would like to use that term. He's been helping us out since I was running the door. It's been the same dude ever since then. I'm sorry, I don't remember his name, but you know me and name. So it's just aces in their places and people know their jobs. It's very reassuring to be like, hi, I know your shit's covered. I don't have to talk to you. And then go handle your own shit. It's very satisfying.
Satisfying. So there's been some shifts in responsibilities. Ben, you're not gonna be the cameraman this year?
No, I think I'm stuck
gonna
behind
be
the
the
ones
main
and twos this year. It's awesome. Be on them sliders.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we had some shift in responsibilities, and I ended up behind the soundboard this year. Free up Brian and some other members so we can do some different things. I think we're more prepared this year than we ever been. Brian and I have already done dry runs. Brian's the AV manager, for those of you that don't know. And he's an amazing human being. But we've already done dry runs, we've already troubleshot all the problems that we could foresee. We're solid. We have set up game plans. I still have my manual, which most people don't have.
I think the first year I was like part of the team and or a hang around or whatever. Brian went to the trouble to make everybody like a booklet. And what it reminded me of is like went back in like young people's theater days where everybody like there would be the script, but then there would be like the
story.
crew
Right.
script.
So-
And that's what it reminded me of because he had everybody had their own and he has everything broken down like the daily itineraries, basically the information everybody needs to have, but then like step by step for each and everybody's
Yep.
job.
I think where we need to revamp is these books were originally assigned to people
Mhm.
and not assigned to positions or what that job would require. So instead of it being Ben, this is your list of responsibility, it would be
AV crew one.
crew member one. This is your list of things. And I think that's something him and I really want to focus on for the next coming years. And I think we're going to write the travel show manual the same way.
Nice.
And then that way it is plug and play, baby. You can read, you can play. And it takes a lot of the gray work out once, just like writing a manual for any other restaurant, office job, any other thing you've ever done in your life. There's a playbook. And I think that paper helps a lot of people. You don't know what to do, can't find somebody to ask, read your fucking book. All your things
I
checked
think-
off, start doing other people's shit.
The nice thing is that I think having all the responsibilities broken down and already like pre-delegated like that, it takes a lot of pressure off of Durb.
Yep.
I think that's one of the reasons that Durb is allowed to actually like enjoy himself at these shows and he's actually able to like talk to people and catch up with people and he makes it a point to at least make an appearance at every booth and be
It's hard to
personable.
do.
And
Sure,
yeah,
takes
if
a lot
you've
of
got
stress
if you've
off
got
people,
somebody coming to you with 1,001 questions, it's really, really hard not to just be like irritable.
Well, that's
Right.
kind
But
of
when
cool.
everybody's got their responsibilities and like if it's an AV question, well, clearly go to the AV booth. If it's a admittance question, clearly go up front. Like
That's cool. That's kind of rule one of being on crew is Durb is the last person you ask. You need to find that information from senior staff as opposed to stopping him from his day, because show time is not time to be figuring things out. And if you don't know, you ask the right people. It makes
Right.
it a lot easier and it causes a lot less frustration because Durb might not necessarily know that specific nuance of that. Probably does, don't get me wrong, but aces in their places, man.
yeah.
Sure.
We all as a crew try to ask each other before we ask Durb. It makes it a lot clearer. And then we get an answer and everybody knows. Keeps it simple.
So this year we have not the big projection screens.
Nope.
We have TVs just like this bad boy
We ran them in Phoenix.
in
and they
Phoenix,
worked
but not
great.
Columbus yet.
It's gonna allow us to do a lot of different stuff with lighting. It's gonna allow us
The ballroom is going to
lot-
be able to be a lot brighter now. People won't have to rely near as much on their like
individual lighting
individual
devices.
lights. Yep.
It allows us to play a lot more with video. It gives us a lot higher clarity. You can actually see what's going on the stage, and the loop films a lot better. So when we're all standing in the crowd trying to look at tattoos, it's actually a clear picture of the tattoo. Or instead of a projected, I mean, projectors are great, but when we're talking about arguing over fine
Yeah.
details of
Yeah.
like
Mhm.
these two high quality award-winning tattoos, and then it's a fuzzy picture. So like it's we're making steps in the right direction to stay at that cream of the crop level and bring it. Anyone that thinks their set's better than ours,
Bring it, he
Bring it.
says.
bring it. I love it. This is my one time a year to be like, this is one of my people. This is what I do. So I'm very proud of us. That's all. This year's gonna be fucking rad. Like
Yeah. So I'm just realizing we just kind of rolled into Hell City talk. We've got 2 guests joining us this week.
Double guest.
Maddie
Maddie's a
again.
regular at this point.
We got
And I mean,
Maddie,
how many times
sort
you
of
on,
a guest,
Sam?
half a guest.
The second time.
So I mean,
And then we got our buddy Sam.
I won't call you the wrong name again.
It's okay.
I'm sorry. I love you.
You could call him the right name.
I did. I started saying it in my head. I did. Just now. Stop being mean to me.
What?
Don't put him on the spot. It's okay. I'll be whoever you want me to be.
Ooh, that's tempting. Now hold on, right?
Whatever you want.
I need a babysitter is what the fuck I need. You thought that was gonna get dirty.
That was a
How about
far
a
left turn.
bricklayer? How is your painting, sir? I got some houses that need painted.
Yeah.
Mm. So I just got a fence last year, right? And they say to let the wood cure for a year before you paint it.
Yep.
Mhm.
And I wonder how much oomph I'd have to put into a project to be like, hey, y'all, rattle can motherfuckers, come tag the fuck out of the inside of my fence from end to end, and then I'll clear coat it all.
6. I like that a lot.
How much jack do I got to put into that?
I don't know.
I buy the paint, I buy some
Just
supplies.
do it. I like to just.
Not all artists are on the I'll just do
That's
it
fine.
kick, and that's fine, but at the same time,
So I don't need it. Just buy me some pizza.
I want like here's your section. Make me a foot like kind of Red Tree Wall-esque.
I'm sure there's something out there that you can like just.
And if I don't like it, I'll just spray paint it black.
You
You'll be
know,
like, what's that black
I see a
panel?
red door.
That is my artistic tradition.
Take blood.
There's no way. There's
Well,
no way that you need black spray paint.
Not everyone does mural stuff either, so that's not like a very
go out there and practice, just like
I'm thinking of
It's big,
taking a
though.
projector and putting Disney out there and just etching them with chalk and then drawing and painting them on with a brush and then filling them in that way. But I'm not Mr. Artist. So I figured it'd be cool to at least have a few panels of some people that actually knew how to
What's that sound? Do that
do
again.
exactly what that's. It's the same sound as when you tell the guys to sweep the floor.
But what would it be if you were like?
That's a DJ. That's
you
their.
did that one?
If you get it,
Okay. Sorry.
Yeah.
it's more of a push, and it's under with your.
Maybe
It's a drop.
2 times. I can't do that.
Okay, split and go through the middle. Let's bring it up an octave.
I haven't learned how to do that yet. Either.
I want
One side does it, the
you
other one doesn't.
to learn how to professional bird call. I bet you can do some shit that nobody else can do.
The bird that's gonna attract.
Or the
It's wonderful.
it'll attract a Russian singer with the white beak and cup. You're that guy?
Oh, yeah.
yeah.
So hear me out. If you could differentiate your
Should do that.
you could do like blast beats and just do,
It's like a drum roll.
but with like opposites. No, I mean that. No clapping. That's weird. That's where the line of like.
It's like 2 little tongues.
It is.
It is.
It is.
It's just
Or
2
Patrick Star's legs.
No, 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 no.
Look at it.
Delete.
Just look at it.
No, delete.
He called him when
Delete.
he split it. He called him meat pants. I said, "Don't call him that."
Makes it so bad.
Call him that.
Oh,
That is so bad.
If you're, never mind.
I did a TikTok the other day because it was like a trend right now where you like move your tongue really fast, like a or whatever. And I did that the other day with my tongue, and I was like, "Killed it."
Yeesh.
Fucking try to beat me now.
Double time.
Understood the assignment.
Tongues. You can't win.
Nope. Couldn't do it.
It's fine.
You're a braver soul than I.
15 minutes, you don't feel a thing. I was talking afterward. I was answering the phone the next day. I was like, "Evil beat it."
Nope.
You don't get to eat for a little bit. That is the part.
Do you see
That
this?
is rough.
I
You
drank
do
a
not
lot
get
of
this.
silk chocolate almond milk after the first 3 days. I couldn't eat anything or like really drink water. It was very hard. I felt very sick. So then when I could, I chugged a bunch of silk chocolate. That's
That
the new-
in and of itself sounds horrific.
I've been on
It's
oat milk.
delicious.
I've been
I
on
don't
oat
do
milk.
nut juice,
Drink
man.
that for fun.
Sorry. I
Been on
can't do the
oat
nut
milk, man.
juice.
It's so good.
Don't talk.
That's what it is. It's almond milk. What's almond? It's a fucking nut.
Why does it
You're
hurt?
milking a
Hear me
nut.
out real quick,
That
real
is
quick.
nut juice.
Okay,
I
where
didn't
did
know
it start
nuts
that
had
it
nipples.
hurts you for me to not drink cow milk?
I don't drink cow milk. I fucking hate this stuff. No, I'm 100%.
Start.
Moo-moos are bad. I don't drink that either. That don't do it. I can't.
I can't
Not me and
either.
nuts.
About you explain that?
That's like nope.
But what about cheese?
I very
All-
little cheese
That's
too,
the
man.
only reason
All
why
in
I'm
on
not
cheese.
vegan is
All
because of
in.
cheese.
All
Fuck some
in.
cheese.
Hard
Disrespectful to some cheese. Like I can't
It's
help
just a
myself.
disrespect.
hard cheese. I'm in. But like I don't do a lot
I could
of
sit around just like,
mozzarella.
oh yeah,
Eating cheese,
Yeah,
getting
just sitting
my
there.
ass sassy.
shredded, string,
No, no thanks.
melted,
And, no.
cold, hot. Oh yeah, I'm in. All of it.
Like, and if I'm gonna fake milk, I want rice milk.
Hmm,
Horchata.
fair.
All.
Okay.
Give me that with shot.
I'm all in.
I almost feel like that's in a different category.
I'm talking cubes.
That's-
I'm talking
that's
slices
spice
of
flavor.
fucking-
Yeah,
That's spice milk. That's a whole other ballgame.
Yeah, all of it. Give me all of it.
When I worked at the bar for years and years, there was two different taco trucks outside. There was the blue one and the silver one. You didn't eat at the silver one. The blue one was bomb. We went there every
Then they eat it
time.
for-
You didn't. Nope.
Okay,
You ate the blue one.
Understood.
Mm.
Every time they made us our own horchatas and Mexican coffees, but they didn't sell them. They didn't give them to anybody else. They just made them for like them.
Right.
So they always had like this special thing in the back. And I asked them for coffee one night and they were like, and they poured me this giant thing out of it. And I was in love.
Mhm.
And you can't find real Mexican coffee anywhere else. And it upsets my soul. Like,
Yo,
so good. They were my best friends from then on out. I gave them so much money, just like stupid money. Like
it's coffee. Where else are you gonna put?
Fair like the block.
Bro,
The big
I know they
block of
had-
coffee like.
we ordered.
Oh yeah, of
And it's
course,
just like-
of course.
I'm turning it into a microphone and putting it out. I'm sorry. Sorry. I didn't mean to.
Working the green man.
I did. I called it though, at least.
It's all right. We'll forgive you, Ben.
This time.
My partner
So-
looks like forget a lot. And I was
Yep.
like, going on sitting there like, oh shit, I'm so rude. Just up on that for a second, man. That's my bad.
It happens.
So Sam, have you been to Hell City?
I have not.
You've never even been.
Never been.
What?
ever. No,
This is your virginal
it
experience.
is.
Wait a
Excited for
sec.
you.
I was supposed to go so many years.
What do
and
you
Wait a
do?
sec. What are you gonna wear? I don't want to wear the same outfit.
Yeah, like,
That'd be weird.
what do you want me to wear?
That's little response.
Oh,
Show off them
see,
tattoos.
whoa, whoa, whoa.
Well, no, I mean it's a very skin comfortable
A
environment. I
reflective
didn't.
shirt situation.
You can.
These conventions always run so fucking hot too, because there's so many people.
Well, that's the beauty of being at the Hyatt Regency Ballroom, where we have in-room air control. We can set that motherfucking thermostat ourselves.
I would go be
We're like, hey guys,
Honestly,
hey,
it's a little roasty, and they are lickety split up there, like beep beep beep.
I would be like, hey,
Beep, beep,
bid.
boop,
I'm sweating, guy.
Well, I will personally fan you.
Yeah.
Personally,
I appreciate
just
that.
you, not
I'll
anybody else.
hate you while you do that.
Wait, I can't do that. Oh, like a picture of me? Okay, not like you are gonna paint me. Well, I mean, you could, but like I'm working, so
I
like
think we
it
should.
probably
paint
come
'em.
out a little.
Maybe another day.
I said we paint them.
Pin it and then Waffle House.
Heard. I went to the zoo one time and was talked into getting my face painted. And I was pumped because the
Oh,
little
no.
kids that I saw walking around with their tiger faces were baller. And I was like, all right, I'm in. Like this is high quality fucking face painting going on. I get there and the chick's like
Quality.
$45. And I'm like, face paint. I can buy 10 kits for $45.
Yeah, but can you do the skill?
Yes, I
That's what
probably
it
could.
is.
Did you?
Um,
Where's she?
No, so hear me out. I'm like, cool, run it. So I'm waiting in line. Chick in front of me. The little girl gets this sweet ass butterfly. Shift change.
What'd you get? Oh,
Oh, no.
new artist. Nice.
New artist comes to do my panda face. And
Oh,
it's a
no.
panda. There's
Oh,
There's
no.
not much to it. I look like I was on my way to a black metal show by the time she was done. I had like fucking tears coming down my face and she just blacked out my eyes, put like white, like it was so fucking bad.
Kiss.
And I was so mad. I rocked it. We
The
went
whole
to,
time.
we went to dinner afterwards, just
I went to dinner.
Thinking of this shit.
doing a photo
He
shoot.
looks like the night after. He's
I
like
was
cried his
so-
makeup down,
was
all
So
beat.
mad. But, like I was in because they were sweet, and then like suddenly I get switch of maroon.
Why didn't you pull out? Why didn't you just like,
I
I'm
already
out?
paid, bro.
Are you-
Walked up, face paints. Let's do this. She's like, "Cool, you're next."
Why couldn't you just be like, hey, I gotta get
How did I know same chick wasn't on? Because I'd never seen any of her work. What if she was just as
Portfolio.
good?
next day? I don't
Next-
know.
I mean, what am I gonna do? Be like, I'm sorry, I'm gonna need an example
Credit, please.
before you-
Instagram.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
Corey does face paint.
There you go. There you go.
Yeah, they changed the rotation. Just let it happen.
I'm gonna
Send-
put this
just send
guy
it
out.
back. Just
I'm
send it
gonna put this one out.
back. Corey Wesman does face painting as well, and has volunteered several times to right the wrong that was the.
The panda face.
Yeah.
I actually.
I feel like it looks, I
Do it.
Yeah, I'm serious.
what if we just do Panda Ben for an episode?
Yeah, we should.
I'm in.
Can we all have face paintings? Can we like do a face painting episode? Where we all just paint each other's faces?
Do you have a picture of it?
It could be pretty cute.
Of the old panda face?
Hmm.
I do, but not like readily accessible.
You're like.
We should reenact
we
it. We
have
should redo it.
I don't know if I would want to redo that one.
Yeah.
But like I can definitely give it, this was the shit and this is what I wanted. And we can aim more towards that. I think for my child's next birthday party, that's what we're gonna do.
Ben's excited. He's sitting in the chair. He's ready to
It's like-
go. Boom, we hit him again. Shift
Art.
change.
Yeah.
Just his luck.
Let's do it again. All right.
I swear to little baby Jesus,
This is why we need to keep the footage. So we can
Family.
always go back.
Samaland. If you set me up dirty again.
I won't.
I'll punch
I'm
you deep
sorry.
that With my left hand.
It'll be
Sam's
all
like, I'm
gone.
hiring two bonus
Yeah.
artists
That's
just
right.
cause.
The threat is the fun. See, if I hit him right now, it'd be over with.
I just gotta
You
tell
want that
Corey the
looming.
story and she'll be like, all right, all right.
She would too.
No.
Never hit him. Just keep in the back of his
Yeah.
head.
Right.
Living on the hair.
What kind of projects do you have set up for Hell City?
Oh.
I'm getting tattooed. the whole time.
Oh, you're not tattooing this year. That's right.
What?
We were talking about this earlier. Do you want to talk about your project a little bit?
Yes, very excited. So I set up to be tattooed at Hell City. For the full 3 days, like previously, like before getting hired here.
Damn.
So I came in and Durb was like, do it, just go get tattooed, man. So Caitlin and Jeff over at Golden Yeti. They're gonna tattoo my arm. They tag teamed the side of my leg and it was pretty crazy. It's like a demon goat. We posted it on here before. It was like a demon goat eating carrot cake and he's got like teeth in his belly. And they're like rotten teeth. He's pretty cool. So then this time we're gonna do like stoner aliens, like space galaxy fun stuff.
That's
Because Caitlin does a lot of like the fun, like dark, creepy, realism, and then we have all the fun, bright, colorful, goofy stuff.
Hear me out. Can we do a combo of those two ideas and do a space goat?
A space goat?
space goat.
You want a space goat?
You have to go look at his Instagram. Listen, Golden Yeti, go check it out. He did a space goat. It's adorable. He also just doodles these things out of his noggin. So he never really knows what's going on. People come in and like, we're doing this thing. And he's like, hell yeah, brother. And he just sits there with this little Sharpie. And he doodles these little goobers up. And I've seen it happen. Like just he doodles these little goobers and it makes these amazing little creatures. Yeah. I went
It's always
and
the
visited
best
and felt way more
experience.
confident in like my own style and tattooing. But after we talked, I was like, so like, what do you, I feel really awkward because sometimes I feel like I'm my style. I don't really know where to land. He's like, so the more that you try to tattoo something, the more that's not your style. And that's why it's messing up. So if you mess it up, that's just your style coming out. So if you just do your style, you're not gonna fuck it up. If you draw it the way that you want to draw it, then it's already drawn that way. And I was like, oh yeah, you're right, for sure. I was just being too
Got
on my
so-
own head about it. And then I came back and my art was just like, pew. It's like you talk to people who like really care about it and know what they're talking about, have just like one conversation and you really take it in what they're saying. And you can go back and like, it's like a month of difference in my stuff. It's really awesome.
So what you're saying is being around people that are like-minded is beneficial to your artistry.
Artistry.
Artistry,
Absolutely.
like chicken, but with painting. Artistry. didn't mean to ruin it. Like tofu, but with
Same, less meat foods.
less meat foods. Oh, you meant like in general,
Yeah.
not repeat the words.
Yeah, disgusting.
Um,
Gross. Ew.
Roasted asparagus. It doesn't have the same ring though. The word assembly was fun.
Just say veggie in front of it. It just makes it.
Beyond.
Turkey.
So slow.
No.
Man,
I
oh
think my
man.
next move is voiceover work. I think I'm
Yeah.
gonna put an ad out.
Yeah, for sure. Or like radio or
Just start doing commercials.
Be the
Yeah.
Mr. Movie Phone of the industry.
I was about to take it.
I
You
don't
could
even
have.
need to be this industry.
Bounce back to me eventually.
Quit,
Like I got
This is
I got
true.
homies in real advertising. I could hit it up. Be like, hey, let me Mr. Movie Phone.
I can do a good like GPS voice. I've got that
Hi.
locked in. Yeah, quarter mile, turn left.
So-
You have arrived.
Hear me out. I had to change mine to be I think she's Scottish because the American chick sounded like my first wife.
Oh, no.
So I just instantly didn't trust anything it said. It'd be like, turn left. I'd be like, no,
Going straight.
I'm gonna go around the block. So then I changed it and now it's less what's the right word? It's damaging. When I
Nice.
try it.
Yeah.
She got Scottish in her. It's a good time. Mispronouncing all the names of the roads is a good time. Les Fontaine. I live off of Fontaine. I mean, edit.
Edit.
No, it
I
is.
mean, did you like
No,
that?
I didn't even think about it. It's just
That was just
weird.
out of my noggin.
Oh, it's not my address. I just live near that. That's the living. Find me, bitches.
No, you don't, actually.
Probably like 14 different streets named that.
That's
Yeah.
just the one I always said back
For
home.
sure.
That's what there was back
Right.
home. Yeah.
So she's getting tattooed. You're showing up
I'm
because
just
brand
showing up.
new.
Yeah.
What are you doing? days.
I will be chilling out on the corner by the stage. We'll have like a little area like this set up where I'll be able to grab little interviews if you want to talk about any of your collection, anything like that. Also before Hell City, taking a trip over to hyperspace. So I'm gonna
What?
be like road exhausted.
I
So
think
we
you're
doing-
just fine.
we
You rode
doing-
it so much that exhausted is it like I hear you. You're gonna be upset that you've been driving, but like
She loves road trips.
I mean, I do, but I
It's not like-
Yeah, it's like, oh, it's so stressful. You'll be like,
Fandango is just built for comfort all the way around.
she is a
I
touring-
would like to check it out.
Fandango is a touring
oh
machine.
my
You
god.
didn't know her name?
You didn't? You have an express list.
Yeah, it's Fandango.
It's like, bro,
Who's
you're
the-
so-
Awesome.
yeah.
It's a 2003 Chevy Express Explorer van
Man,
with 260x thousand miles on it.
hey, talk daddy to me.
Yes, it runs.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah.
But yeah, I don't think it'd be
So,
too bad. I
Taking
think
that
it'd be
over to
fresh enough.
hyperspace. I haven't decided whether I'm gonna take my dog or not.
But being home team show, there's
both.
enough creature comforts that Hell City isn't as grueling as being out of town. It is our show. It is a bigger show. We are there and all up in that mofo, but we have the privilege of going home at night.
Yes.
We have the privilege of stopping at CVS on the way in or whatever insert store and resupplying every day. So
Or calling a friend and be like, hey, I need Starbucks.
hook it up, hook it
Or a
up, hook
partner,
it up,
I
hook
guess.
it up.
Or like, hey, can you come spot me real quick?
Live friend, bring the things.
Hello.
So we do have a little bit of an advantage, and that's why I try to extend like the courtesies to all the traveling homies while they're here. Like,
We're already trying to make the arrangements. Like, where are we gonna stash the coffee pot? Who's gonna have the cooler of this? Who's gonna have the cooler of that? And by cooler, I mean like fruits.
Small container. Maybe
Wait,
backpack.
Three sons with the 100% juice ones, you
Right.
know?
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah, we're gonna be
It's funny 'cause
hydrated. We're gonna
we
be,
bring fruit
nourished.
trays and veggie trays. Other shows, it's like chicken wings and fried egg rolls, and we're all like, we got a weekend, and none of
Yeah.
us want to die.
not that all of us
Real-
like are fanatics about eating healthy. I mean, We enjoy our food.
No, I love
But
being
that
Philly.
weekend, it's really about like hydrating and just keeping our bodies
It's
fueled
just
well.
Long
You
days.
have to.
Yeah, you don't want to have a long day and not feel good on top of that, you know,
Good
we're also
for long
committed to
days,
this.
Make it easy.
Yep.
Mhm.
When we were passing out flyers, Durb gave us money to go get cocktails. And we were like walking around passing out stuff, and I went into this chocolate, I said, I probably need to go pass out at this chocolate place. And I was like, guys, I kind of like alcohol more than I like chocolate, or I like chocolate more than I like alcohol, and they were like, me too, honestly.
That's how you know you've got a wonderful team.
Awesome.
We walked 6 miles that day, by the way, and we passed out a whole box. Yeah.
That's
6
awesome.
miles, passed out those, and then ate chocolate at the end of the night.
Yep.
Delicious.
It's so crazy in Columbus, just walking around, you can go a pretty good distance and it doesn't even really feel like it. So one of the things that's always a conversation before, during, and after shows is food, where to get food, what time to get food, all of the things. The nice thing about where the Hyatt is there's so much within walking distance, and even if it's like late, all you've got to do is just make your way over by the Nationwide Arena. It's like a few blocks away. So if you know where to go, there's food even at the wee hours.
There is a food court, but the food court is selective when it is open and not ran by the Hyatt. It is
Mhm.
ran by the convention center, so it is
The
not,
Indian food was so good.
it was, but it is not based on our schedule.
But you know
So
what else is
sometimes-
really close?
What's that?
Mikey's late night slice.
Also that. The North Market.
Yes.
Ugh.
So if you're not
Yep.
hip to the North Market, it is just like a little jaunt and over, maybe 2 blocks one way, 1 block the other. And it is the most wonderful little market. There's
I'm just
like
gonna-
a plethora of different ethnic foods.
Anything you want.
Anything.
They have
Sounds delicious.
tacos, they have baklava, they have pretzels,
Hear me out.
they've got the bakery.
I'm
Did I
just
mention
gonna-
tacos?
Tacos.
They've
what?
got
gonna
the
throw a blanket statement
Vietnamese
out there.
place,
If
Sushi.
anyone that knows
Momo,
is going to
sushi,
pork bun meat
Greek, it's from Lanviette.
from La Viette.
Mm,
Just saying, that is a standing
they've got
order.
the rice noodle bowl,
Pork
Mm.
buns.
pho.
So their pho is amazing.
They've got that 24-hour broth. Ooh,
It's a.
love it. Those
So
silky
creamy.
noodles. So
So
anyways,
anyway,
there's going to be excellent food. How late are they open? 7 or
I'm
8?
not sure.
It's a little early.
And they
So
also have
that's gonna be
construction
your
on the
lunch
parking lot,
place.
So you might want to double check.
So first of all, they do not have construction in their parking lot. They are excavating their parking lot because they found bodies.
Bodies.
We just tried to
Yeah,
recommend.
from like
this place.
hundreds of years ago when it used to be a cemetery, everything
Repeat
was
it, please.
supposed to be relocated. So they broke ground to put on the new building that they're gonna put up. But now if you walk past, they're actually archaeologists. So they are not doing construction yet. They're actually gathering and preserving. So if
Can
you're
you
into
help?
that kind of thing,
That's
I mean,
it.
I don't know, but I think that's a cool thing that's going on. So it is not
Go, he
construction
lunge
yet.
by the
They are
bones.
respectfully excavating out the artifacts and relocating them. So that is kind of a cool thing.
Yeah,
I'm in.
yeah, me too.
But that was one of the
all the
last
way.
little parking lots there that hasn't been developed. So like it probably was like a little grassy patch that they forgot was a cemetery and became a parking lot. And
What if we just don't tell the city and just put in a giant parking lot?
But we
Well, I
call it
mean-
something else.
as cities develop over
Make it a
years, they lose track of what goes where. And back when they used to relocate cemeteries for growth of cities, they were wooden caskets,
That and family cemeteries were everywhere.
Mhm.
Well, and like, you can't imagine that if they're wooden caskets, not in, what's the concrete that goes around them?
Vaults.
Vaults. They didn't do vaults back in the day. They just put wood into the ground and the bodies would decay. So like, you're pulling a half decayed, fucking half broken down, you ain't moving it. You're leaving it there, pulling the
Right.
headstone and being like,
Got another one.
Sam,
Go.
what's your favorite place at North Market?
Bum,
The
bum.
tacos probably.
Ooh.
Those
Dos Hermanos. I order
So-
Dos Hermanos all the time here at the
Verde?
shop.
We could talk about it.
the verde
Love
is so good.
The street tacos?
Yes.
Yeah, Dos
Oh,
Hermanos.
So
And
Their
they're
veggie
super
tacos were
fast with
so
their
good.
they're
And
casual.
normally
They're casual
the veggie
tacos,
stuff is
guys.
like mid. when it
tacos and
comes to those,
tatties
but
just go
that's-
hand in hand. I
But-
don't know if you guys are aware of
Gets
that.
the job done. They're great. It's
You
good.
feel good after you eat them. It's all fresh and delicious.
I don't know the sushi place in there, but it is always good too.
It's
Can I
right
have
next
an
to Lafayette.
Italian place.
Oh, if you want to eat fucking
Pastaria.
stacked deliciousness,
I-
it's stacked delicious.
There's a few,
Butter.
I was like,
It is generally a nap afterwards because the portions are hearty.
there's a pizza spot in there too. by the
I think
sea.
we're all hungry.
So I
Maybe
actually am
crazy,
bringing
like a
up
bar
food
crawler
very
food.
deliberately because
That
we talk
is the
about
North
food
America.
way too much. But I think it really is important for a show to know the good places to go and
Yeah.
get food.
Concur.
There are a few steakhouses nearby. you
One
know,
right
if
across the
If
street.
it's,
For a tattoo,
if it's
terrible.
before 10 PM, you're gonna have countless possibilities. If it's after 10, after midnight, they get more limited, but Columbus is a food city and Columbus is a late city. Like worst case scenario, if you go over to the Nationwide area, there are going to be food trucks, but they're always slamming. So there's that.
No.
Highly recommend. What else do we have to eat down in that area?
Is BJ still right there? Mongolian barbecue on the
Ooh,
corner?
that's delicious.
On my credit.
Nationwide, yep.
Yep. BDs, BDs, not BJs. And then there was what's the
went there once,
Brazilian
I've never went
steakhouse on the corner? Radizio?
Rhodesia.
Wonderful. If you're into Brazilian,
Then you have there's a pizza place, Boston's.
there's Boston.
Well, isn't
Boston's is
the
wonderful.
late night slice with the bar and the all the things there?
Yeah. That slice is right down the road.
I don't want to bust that out, but that's
I
a
love
good
late
spot.
night.
They have unicorn sauce.
Delicious.
It's
They have
delicious.
vegan options as well.
Solid choice.
They have like the pepperonis and stuff.
Yeah.
Delicious.
Can't, we gotta come up with another word. Flanneroni?
Delicious. Grow up.
I'm kidding with you.
Literally.
No,
Vegan.
no.
Vegan.
Apple? Vegan. I'm not bad for being vegan.
Vegan. Do you call them something different? No.
Yes,
Still look good.
yes, I do. Do.
Sour Patch Kids.
I just realized I wasn't using my whole back and I think I'm significantly taller. My scoliosis was showing. I'm sorry.
I'm right there with you.
Ooh, I know. I like let's use the whole spine. Like brought it
I'm gonna
back.
open my.
Hey,
hip.
Jordan, you want to come here for a minute and talk about all the cool stuff you have going on at Hell City, since you got some kind of cool things going on?
J-Dog, you got some differentness going on.
Yeah, you want to come talk about your Hell City stuff? Okay. Jordan's got some cool stuff going on worth talking about.
Bum, 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 bum.
Even outside of just to get a start. You see?
I'm gonna do the hands. Just hold
Would you like to
it.
take this seat, Jordan?
Yes,
Yes.
yes, Sam, you're booted.
Here you go.
Did you just
Thank you.
kick Sam?
Could you
Yes, sit on my lap.
maybe some of Jordan's?
Sorry, guys. I've never done anything like this before.
Oh my goodness, you didn't even know how to do it. I
Jordan.
just jump right in.
Welcome, stranger.
It's like you're.
Yeah, I've been pretty good.
I hear you got some new treasures,
In what way? I got a lot
the
of
plasma balls.
plasma balls. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. I got some very, very, very cool plasma balls. Super excited about those.
So speaking of plasma balls, you want to talk about Hell City and all the cool stuff you got going on?
Yeah. Yeah, I would. Well, I have a big paint gallery or a big art gallery paint thingy.
Taking over a corner.
Taking over a whole corner.
You
I
get a whole
I get a
corner.
whole
It's
corner to
amazing.
myself.
Yeah.
But it's actually pretty cool. I'm stoked. I got
Yeah,
two
it's
different
fun.
series of paintings that I've been doing. I've been doing a bunch of dinosaurs. And then over the past couple of years, I've also been doing kind of this series of these paintings of these different mystical women, girl thingies. I'm sure you've seen them. They got tons of faces that go back and pretty cool. Yeah, I
Get
kinda
lost in these guys.
like those up there. But yeah, those have been fun. And now I kind of have two full series happening. So it'll be fun to show those. And I got a few other things at home that haven't really been shown too much that I can't wait to Can't wait to show there. I got
Secret
life-
stuff, secret.
it's secret images. You know what it is exactly, the secret, because I've only showed a few people like the pictures of it. I did post some stuff, but it's just stories. So, you know, if you've seen it, you've seen it.
Exciting.
Got a life-size velociraptor that I'm working on, fully feathered. Like I've put over 1,500 feathers, one by one, hot glue these
Wow.
things on. Like it is.
Tails and
Bro.
Thank you. Thank you. I'm just so stoked about this thing. And it's not even like a oh, I did this. Like, look what I did. It's so cool. It's more like I'm just so stoked to see a velociraptor like is real. Like this. Like, I feel like I've never even seen one like this at like a museum. So I'm just so stoked to be able to, you know, see it in its glory and then
That's
share that with people.
amazing. Are you gonna put it?
How are people gonna
How are
know?
people gonna know it's your stuff?
Um,
You're still gonna set a plasma ball in front of everything?
oh yeah, okay, yeah. Yes. So that was
Really my fucking
so
name on it.
full circle. Sorry. Yeah. So the plasma balls are a little bit of a scheme to be able to catch attention a little bit, but also plasma balls are the coolest
It's
thing
not a
ever.
scheme, it's called marketing,
Marketing scheme,
brand awareness,
brand scheme,
visual cues.
queuing schemes.
Yeah, so when you see the plasma ball
Yeah.
area, that'll be
right.
Jordan's. Are you gonna have one
If
of
you see
your
a plasma
stations
ball, it'll
too?
be me. I'll have one at the Red Tree Station, and I'll have one down at where my paintings will be, so it'll be easily recognizable. but
Calling card.
make sure that you touch them. First off, it's good luck if you touch them. You're
Touch
getting full
them.
positive ions, and they're just so cool. Everyone thinks that it's like, oh, this awesome thing, you know. And
Are you
no,
gonna have a
I've
sign
never
that
not
says,
wanted to-
Gently touch me.
I'll just say something like that. I've never not wanted to touch a plasma ball, and I noticed that all my clients, like, they're like, I've been watching it for so long. I'm like, you should touch it. They're like, oh, I didn't know. I'm like, how do you? Like, I guess that makes sense, you know. It
Oh,
looks-
every
it
time
looks
I
pretty
like
intense, but I'm
caress
like,
the whole
there's no
thing.
way if I walked into a room, I would not be touching a plasma ball,
I
like,
always
let
wanted like
alone
it.
one that's fucking this big.
Just
That's awesome.
when I was super young, we have a art and science museum called COSI, and they had a giant plasma ball that you could like put your hand on, and then literally like send shots to people. So it was the plasma ball, and then it was a little ball right next to it, like a little Tesla thingy, and you could literally put your hand on it and like feel the, and then you could point at people and shock them.
That's awesome.
It was
Was
just
it a Tesla? Was it a full on Tesla coil, or was it a plasma ball?
They had both, but
Both.
I don't know how they were talking to each other.
Right, because a plasma ball will actually, you can use that to power a Tesla coil without even touching each other, because it's putting out wireless electricity.
I think that was the gigi, because it was receiving power from this, and then you touched that, and you were able to.
That's awesome. I wonder if the Tesla coil itself was actually powering the plasma ball, because plasma ball it sends a lot more energy through like the Tesla coils, you know what I mean? But it also sends out a lot of energy like a couple feet out from it.
I wasn't ready for all that cloud.
But the plasma
outside.
ball is not as strong, so
Hmm.
I don't know. I wonder, but that's very cool.
It was.
Do you have any cool tattoo projects lined up?
Oh, so many. I kind of want to talk about how cool today's was. I did a blackout today, and I've done a few blackouts, but normally 23 mags are really where as big as I go. It's kind of as big as we used to have was 23 mags, and I love that. But today I opened up I think it was our 45 bug pins, and I mean we did his whole entire arm,
Nice,
4 hours,
nice.
entire arm of blackout. I probably have a space like that big that's not tattooed that I want to put something geometric in tomorrow, and then kind of black out around it and blend it into it.
Nice.
Insane.
But literally, we have 4 sessions set up for me to black out his whole arm. And I'm like, dude, I'm pretty much done today. We have second day tomorrow.
Well,
Well,
like
so
the Big Macs.
tomorrow I'm pulling that 7 mag out, and I'm just gonna slow it on down. I'm throwing those 45s in the trash. No, I'm just kidding. I'm not gonna do it. I'm not gonna do that. Too fast.
Would any of you
Too
guys like to
fast.
take a moment and say hello, and talk about Hell City? Any of you?
Jess said she
Hell
did.
City.
Jess.
Speaking of the man himself,
Oh,
Mr. Hell City in the house. What are you guys talking up here? Hell City?
you're wearing.
Jump on
Yep,
in here.
Vaughn brought me up to talk about the gallery that you so graciously bestowed upon me, or allowed me to
Yeah, man.
put up there. Super stoked for
Yeah.
that. So thank you for that.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, the Fine Art Gallery Hell City's actually grown. It's gonna be huge this year. And we've had shows in the past, you know. So we had Scott Santee before, and people do really well with their shows, man. It's nice to offer the slot to you and see you grind. Like
Yeah.
Jordan's been painting his ass off, sculpting dinosaurs, all kinds
Yeah,
of stuff,
thanks,
man.
man.
So when I saw your dinosaur, excuse me, when I saw your like dinosaurs that you were painting, I was like, that'd be perfect. You've been doing a bunch of them and stuff too. So I thought it was a good opportunity to display one of our artists from Red Tree as well. And somebody's truly like painting a
Definitely
lot.
appreciate it. Just last year, I mean, just having a few of my paintings up, it was insane the type of reactions I got. People coming up and finding me up at the Red Tree booth because they just seen the little corner of paintings that I had last year.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know, it just blew my mind. I've put paintings up in places before, but just having that type of like, that many people seeing it was just, I don't know, that felt awesome. Even now, I still have people coming to me for tattoos and stuff that are like, oh, you were the guy. I mean, I remember seeing your paintings last year. And it's like, it took a little while, but I'm ready for my bio sleeve now or ready for whatever. I'm like, oh man, hell yeah.
So when you were in your displaying them, are they going to be for sale for the people of Hell City? Are you selling
yes, they
them? Are you
will. I
keeping them
will-
in your collection?
I'm-
You got prints?
I'm gonna have canvas stretch prints available at the show for every painting that I have showing. I'll have prints available. I'll have either one or a couple available at the time, but you can order them. I will have them to you in a couple days if you do end up
That's
buying
almost
ones that we
easier
don't have in
when you're at
stock.
a show as well to place an
Yeah,
order with the artist. Then it goes
true.
to your house, or you're able to pick it up later, however you have that set up.
Yeah.
You're not lugging around a piece of art the rest of the time you're at the convention. Don't
Yeah,
get
the
me
real-
wrong.
the
I'm
reality of
always
it.
there to buy art, but it's just like if you have that opportunity just to have it packaged and not have it with you, that's almost a plus.
And you know what? People get really inspired going through the fine art gallery because it's connected to the wet paint project as well. Chris Dingwell's wet paint project. So there's people painting live. Maybe those aren't for sale. I know that they do have some for sale as well, prints, but then you step over to the fine art gallery. So you're already inspired to get a piece of art. So usually when people step over to the fine art gallery, we find that a lot of the tattooers of Hell City that put their art out, which is a lot, usually sell a piece or two, that weekend.
If I had
So,
prints last year, I would have sold them like crazy. The amount of people I was just, but
Right? Yeah,
I was
exactly.
like, me and Emily were just like, oh my God, what are we thinking? Like we should have had something ready. So many people came up and were pretty much like any price you give me. Like I need to have it. And I'm just like, oh my God, this is so
So
awesome.
I felt when I saw your piece, like for the first time I came to you and I was like, bro, I was by myself in the room and I like looked at it and I said, fuck, like that is
Exactly.
wild. And I was like, can you just
Thank
tattoo
you so
my
much.
whole back? Like, I was like, let's do it. Cause I just, his paintings, like I've been to the Salvador Dali Art Museum and got to see all that stuff in person,
Yeah.
like really big, like larger than life. You got to see a lot of like really cool pieces. And that is the only other time that I've been like grabbed like that by a painting that I've been like, oh, I can't.
Where
stop
there's like
looking at it.
microscopic things within things
Yeah.
within
like, I can't
things. Yeah.
stop looking at it. I was like,
Oh,
that's
thank you so
intense.
much.
Yeah.
That means so much.
When Jordan first came to Red Tree, I'm talking like
I
I remember
remember that
the
day.
pandemic.
I literally remember that day.
But he was out here in the warehouse working on 8 foot by 4 foot,
Yeah.
pieces of plywood, just doing badass paintings. You're airbrushing and just really kind of just hit the ground running here as like
I
not
thought
as
you
a
were gonna
tattooer,
say-
but a painter as well.
I thought you were
Thanks,
gonna
man.
say the first day he came to like find out about how Red Tree worked and if he could
Oh,
gonna be an artist.
That's a good point.
He,
Yeah.
he rolls up in his car. Go ahead, go.
So I get a lot of people that apply for jobs here, and I take people more seriously when they show up with not just a tattoo portfolio, but with art. I want to see you're an artist, you're not just tattooing. I want to know you're an artist before you got into tattooing, yada, yada. Jordan, when he came to apply for the job, shows up with digital sketch pads, arms full of paintings.
More in the car.
Yeah. The like paintings. Yeah.
He took
Yeah.
more than set
he-
up his own. Like
He
it
came
was
inside. Yeah. And you
amazing. It was
just,
really cool.
he laid it out in the front lobby, like a little art gallery, and opened up his digital pad and things like that. So it was like, it was evident
art,
right there.
bro.
That's the energy and the drive that we want in our artists. And yeah, he's made a
So
great
funny.
addition to
I
the
definitely
team.
Appreciate it. It's so funny how much I was like,
From the
oh my
get-go.
God, I hope they like this. I hope this isn't like super weird that I'm like showing that.
No, it was
Like,
cool.
bro,
It was cool.
you're not there.
Man, this-
We're looking at Durb like, all right.
And not to mention, like, I do hire mainly on talent and things like that, but a large part of it's personality too. And your personality, you're hard driven, you give back to everybody, you're polite as hell, so that on top of the art makes Jordan a great addition to the team, and Helsing.
Thank you so much.
And that was how many years ago now? How long?
That was right at the pandemic, wasn't
Yeah,
it?
so
Did you
It
start?
was 2019, October 2019.
I'm not good at math. But that's
We
3 or
hit the
4,
pandemic,
right?
what, March? I think right after that. So you're here like a month
Yeah.
or two, and then
Yep.
like, all right,
I remember-
he's got to go home.
The pandemic hit. I remember there was what convention was it right before March? But I ended up,
Detroit.
I think it was Detroit. Yeah, I think it was Detroit.
I think when we came home
were
from
right
the
next
Detroit
to-
show, when
We were right next to Joseph Hef's thing, and then I ended up setting up a guest spot with him out there. I ended up like a week or two later going out there to Las Vegas. I spent like 2 weeks out there
Philly.
after the first. Oh,
Yeah,
yep.
Philly. Yep.
After the first week of being there, the pandemic hit, and then I had like the second week of pandemic while I was out there. But it was so crazy because you thought you were gonna die.
Yeah,
you
you
thought it was a zombie apocalypse.
Yeah.
Like if you touch anybody, I didn't want to touch gas pumps.
I was like, bro, you don't want to fly.
It went
I was like, you
from being
wanna-
so busy to the next day, nothing. Every hotel shut down. It was so crazy and weird out there.
Really weird time in life.
Right.
just in
Everyone
general.
was like, don't come back.
But he was on the road. Yeah, he was out traveling, doing a guest spot in Arizona or in Vegas, right?
Uh-huh.
Yeah. And then I was like, bro, you don't want to fly back, man. Like pandemic,
Right.
you
So
know. So
I drove
I think you
back.
rented a
and I
car,
got
right?
one-way on my way back, and it was so crazy because the night before they wanted like $1,200 for me to do a one-way all the way back here. And then I called the next morning, and ended up being like $100 for me to do it because it was like pandemic price.
we got a client calling.
Right, there,
Travel.
right. It was I guess I had like some pandemic deal because everyone was wanting to
Were the
like,
roads
change
dead
things up.
too when you were driving back? Was there noticeably less people on the road?
You know, I don't really remember. I remember there being a
Zombie
fuck ton of
apocalypse.
blizzards. There was a lot of blizzards and it was terrible. I was in like I was stupid and I was like, oh yeah, hell yeah, I'll take a Mustang GT for a 20-hour drive. And
snow.
it was a fun car to drive while it was in the desert. And then it just like after a while, I got to be the most uncomfortable. And then it was just the worst in the snow.
Once you hit
Oh
the
my
bad weather.
God, just
Yeah. Welcome back to
fish
Ohio.
chilling everywhere.
The roads shift for sure. You'll feel it.
Oh yeah.
But it was March. So it was just like
First
there's, like,
Ohio
3-4 states
pothole.
of blizzards.
Hit the black ice. Crazy. So what are you looking forward to with your art show the most? Just displaying it, letting people see your talents, your new series.
Of course, display. I can't wait to show everybody what's going on. This life-size Velociraptor I got working on. I feel like I don't know why, but I'm more excited about this thing than I've ever been about like any painting. It's just like something about the hands-onness, the like looking at it and seeing something look so real. It's so cool. So I'm excited to show that. But I'm excited to be able to have prints available for people. It's not that I want to make money. I just want to be able. I'm finally can like get prints and get paintings out there and
What
stuff.
you were wanting to do
They get-
last
they
year,
get
you're
asked
able to
about it a
accomplish
lot.
this year.
And I've never have anything. So I'm like, oh, one day I'll get it done. But now I've made scans, like very high resolution scans of everything. I'm ready to, just ready to have stuff available when people want it. And so
It's an interesting series too. So I think it's going to really interest people like looking at it. And if you got prints available, yeah,
thank you.
exactly.
Yeah, the dinosaurs might
Everybody
be
loves dinosaurs
the thing
too.
about the dinosaurs is
Everyone
to
loves
just try to
So-
depict them. Like, I don't know. For me, when I was a kid, I loved dinosaurs so much. And I grew up just like, what can I do with them? Like something. I wish I could do something about the coolness of this. Like this is cooler than anything ever. But what are you gonna do about dinosaurs? Be a paleontologist? Go to college forever? Like, nah, I want to draw them. And I want to draw them to like what things are now. And so I just started trying to just be as realistic as I could with what I was doing. And so just like the more realistic I can depict them in my picture, so we can be like when you're looking at it, you can kind of get the idea of like this was just an animal. Like you feel like you could stand next to it as opposed to like you're standing next to Godzilla, like this, imaginary creature you can't really imagine because it just seems so vicious and like, oh, I can't imagine the world being like that. But really, it's no different than looking at like an elephant. It's just like another animal, they cared for their young, they did all, sorts of things. So like everything else.
I like how
I
your
don't know.
paintings look too, because the focal point, and then a lot of them have
Oh,
like
like
that
nothing,
soft,
nothing.
kind of like blurred focus,
That dimensional effect.
Yeah.
I think that's definitely like one of those visual illusions I'm trying to create a lot with that. Is
So-
how much can I get it looking like you can like touch it?
What else you could be doing in Hell City? You tattooing?
Yep. I have a bio sleeve one day that I'll be drawing on and doing as much as we can for one of the sessions or for one of the days. One day I hope to paint all day.
You gonna go down into the wet paint room
Yeah, I think
down
so.
there? Yeah.
I think so.
That's going to be a really cool addition to this year. It's like not only the wet paint stages, but the wet paint jam room, is what Chris is calling it. So
Yeah.
So you could go down there and
so
paint
what
too?
paint
Yeah.
jam
Yeah.
room, that one's kind of open for anybody, right?
yeah, that's more for like artists that want to get on stages, but the stages will have so much room. So the overflow will be in there. So they can all still paint and create, pretty much the whole weekend. I think artists are starting to set up in there on Thursday, probably starting to paint on Thursday too, all the way through Sunday with the whole fest. So you have your option. Yeah. If you want to go in for a day and paint with everybody, I don't know how many painters, probably about like another 30 in there. So
I'd love to
yeah.
do that.
yeah, it's interesting. Yep. It's a good addition too, because Chris has been getting a lot of, artists wanting to get on the stages, but there's only so much, space. So this gives everybody an opportunity, which is good.
That's gonna be awesome.
You know,
I'm
this
excited to
web
see
paint
the
project
innovative
altogether is
ballroom.
one of those things that I've always kind of felt like set Hell City apart from a lot of other tattoo conventions that kind of brought that element of fine art into it. And it's
done
cool
that.
to like pull the curtain back and show the process of how some of these pieces of art are made. You can sit and you can literally watch somebody paint all weekend long, or you can like make a lap and then come back and see the progress and make another
I
lap.
think a lot of people know the process of it, of like art and how long it takes and the patience it takes. And that's where a lot of people can't get past that patience point to finish a piece of art sometimes, So I think not just with wet paint, but we have the Art Fusions experiment also at the main stage. And that's one of those things where people can see it spontaneously starting from like a blank canvas to like finished pieces in an hour and a half, So yeah, a lot of it with Hell City, we've had a lot of Gaitchison's, events over the years there, Interstate, Scratch Art Project.
He is
Joe
joining for
Capo's
the
had an
drink
art
and
release.
draw. Was that Saturday?
Yeah, we're doing the
night?
drink and draw Saturday night. Yeah, Saturday starting I think around 10, goes till 1. I think some.
Yep, and he'll be
Yeah.
beaming in remotely.
Yeah, guy's gonna
so-
beam in live. So, that's inspirational for everybody sitting there, and then and again, these are like a lot of group things. So you get the wet paint room group, drink and draw is a group, all this stuff.
The drink and draw is right next to the smoking area.
Yep, yeah, you step out back, smoke, come in and draw. The bar's right there.
Area.
Safety break.
We no, we got an amazing year lined up, not just with the acts, but the artists and stuff too. And that's one thing doing this for so long is I've seen generations of artists come there, cut their teeth, go on to be, bigger names. But you see the generations coming through, which you see new styles, new, what's going on. So I'm
Mhm.
excited for it. I'm really, really excited. Hotel rooms are oversold.
So
it's
word
over
word
for
on
them
the
now,
street
so.
is everything's kind of ahead of schedule around here with the Hell City stuff and the warehouse
Much.
stuff.
Yeah, I mean, I'm internally mildly freaking out just because I'm a lot of contact and just
Mhm.
speak with a lot of people right now. But no, everything, no, not just me, but my team. Everybody's been working so hard all these months just to make it kind of where we're at now. Like we're not, grinding. We're not like stressed out. We had our last meeting with the Hyatt today. They're ready for us. So it's a good partnership. But yeah, it's a well-oiled machine. Like I said, it's the crew, and it's the crew that makes the show go down. Like people that actually like work the convention and the doors.
It's funny,
and
that's
that.
kind of how we started the show today, was talking about how so many members of the crew have been part of the team for years, and everybody kind of like knows their responsibilities. So there are a lot of things that a lot of like questions that can get answered and a lot of like problems that can get solved without anybody even reaching out to you. Like we can,
Yeah.
as a team, we can troubleshoot and solve the problems on our own, which is
Yeah.
pretty
You
cool.
guys are like problem solvers too. So, like everybody can kind of handle themselves on their own. And it is nice to be at that point where you've had people around for so long. They kind of know the routine and where
Mhm.
things go. Like Brian kind of helps run the show too. So
Yep.
yeah, no, good team, good crew, just like Red Tree here, good crew. And the whole crew is going to be there too. So Maddie, you've been to Hell City before.
It was my first convention ever.
Ever. Yeah. See, and I hear that from a lot of people
I
too.
have a Polaroid picture of me tattooing in my little booth, and it's so funny to think now, like I work here.
Yeah,
You know what I mean? And,
exactly,
like
yeah.
I had to Google you because I didn't know anybody ever. Like I'm just like so new to tattooing.
Yeah, who?
I was like, I want to say thank you for being able to be here, but I don't know who to. And I saw a swarm, right? There's a swarm, and I was like, it's got to be over there, but I don't know. So I Googled you,
Wasn't me.
and I was like,
Yeah.
nice. And I went over and I was like, hey, Durb. I was like,
Did I say hey?
"What's up?" And
Yeah.
you were like really nice. You're like quick. And you were so efficient in handling everybody. But like everyone felt like they were getting the time they needed, but like you're like boom, boom, boom. Very
Yeah, I try to make
efficient.
time for
Yeah.
everybody,
Yeah,
but yeah, it's
great.
got to be
Yeah.
strategic too,
It's so funny now that I
I've definitely done a few rounds
Yeah.
with you around conventions and
It's
see how
crazy.
that goes. It's yeah, don't take off with Durb if you expect to not be back to the board. It takes about 2 hours. I feel like
Yeah.
to go.
Oh,
to go-
yeah,
for you to
easily.
go around
The
everywhere.
last
think-
couple
Because-
shows we've
just
been
because
to.
everybody has something to ask.
Yeah,
Not
I kind of know
necessarily
everybody, and,
wants something, but that just wants to talk to you.
Yeah.
Which is beautiful.
and I love
It's
it.
an amazing thing.
I
It's
love it.
awesome.
Yeah, love it. What were you getting ready to say?
I was gonna
The,
say the last couple shows we have done together. I don't think you actually made it to every aisle of the show. Like usually he like serpents in and out and
Yeah.
at least says hi to everybody and like
Yeah,
makes eye contact or stands and talks to everybody.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like you're very
Take-
social
take
and
the
like you
time,
make
yeah.
yourself
No,
very
that's-
available.
Yeah.
For the
That's
last
also
few
a sep-
shows were
separate-
so big.
I was just about to say.
crazy.
Yeah.
And you see me, I get kind of bombarded.
Oh
You
yeah.
know,
Yep.
was there somebody in the restroom this last time? Like I was using the restroom and shit, and Went over to wash my hands. There's a guy literally waiting by the sink being like, "Hey, Durb, what's up, man?" Kind of like, I forget if he's talking like a booth or something like
Where's the whole city
that.
next year?
Yeah. I was like, hold on, bro. Wash my hands first. But no, I like it a lot. You know, I like the community behind tattooing and I never take it for granted. So you don't know who the fuck's who. You don't know who you're talking to, who's saying, hey, or what they're going to go on to do and things like that, you know?
That's part of the awesomeness, I feel like, at a convention. Like,
Yeah.
you really don't know who you're talking to. It could be
No.
an up and coming tattooer who is gonna be absolutely amazing. They might just be absolutely amazing. You've just never seen them before.
Right.
They look they just look like
Yeah,
another
you know,
person.
you're like,
And then you see them at their booth and you're like,
Oh, shit.
yeah, then you,
Yeah.
yep,
this guy?
exactly.
Holy crap.
Yep.
This is like the best art I've ever seen. I've never seen this guy ever before.
That's where it's good to be, respectful because you don't know, like I said, you don't know who's
Mm-hmm.
who they know or any of that.
I didn't know
And
anybody, and then going to conventions, I
Yeah.
actually made friends and like actually have an idea about who I'm working around, and like met Dave Tavenall when he had designed everything and had no idea. I was like, "Do you tattoo or do you like tattoos?" And he was like, "I'm Dave Tavenall." And I was like, "I'm Maddie," and he was like, "What style do you do?" I was like, "New school," and he was like,
I do
"You follow me
Tavenall
on
style.
Instagram." He goes, "You follow me on Instagram." We're friends now. Yeah.
Do your style, bro. What you talking about?
You know, that little thing you
I
do.
was like, "I'm
Yeah.
so sorry." I was like, "It's nothing. I'm just the worst at knowing people. I got you locked in here now."
But meeting people, I don't know, just like rock stars or that, even if you meet an artist, in the industry and they leave a bad impression, it's a dick,
Yeah.
it's like
Yeah.
that resonates.
Yeah.
And you always got to think about that too, so I don't know. Yeah, I try to make time for everybody. That's the best thing. So
Yeah.
no
Well,
matter how busy. And we're getting ready to have about 6,000 people through the doors.
It's gonna be so awesome.
So it's gonna be insane.
So cool.
so what is left to do? What's left on the list?
Monday, that entire giant Hell City room in there has to come out here and get put on pallets. And then we're gonna make Kyle plastic wrap some of them with us. And then pretty much Tuesday, load in. I try to be efficient too with how the show goes. So we just Mondays palleting, Tuesdays trucking, and then all we do is we just get the show to the Hyatt. Into the storage room. We kind of put like AV stuff here, the gallery, and kind of get loaded in there.
Kind of like pre-staged, as
Yeah.
it like it goes onto the truck already
energy.
kind of pre-staged.
Yes, pre-stage from how we're gonna bring it out of that room into here, and then we almost stage it how it goes in the truck too, so we take it in the storage room. So there's definitely a method to our madness. But then Wednesday, when we wake up, everything's there, so there's less energy used by utilizing that Tuesday just to take things there, rather than like taking it down and setting up the same day.
Right.
So I try not to like put all my eggs in one basket or try not to wear everybody out too
Mhm.
much. So Wednesday is set up, Thursday set up early artist check-in, and then party starts till shit.
Party starts.
For me,
Yeah.
Sunday till 3 a.m. like breaking down.
You're already kind of in go
Yeah.
mode. You kind of had a
Staying go,
family
go,
day
go.
the other day. You spent the day with your granddaughter
Yeah.
and Sid.
Yep.
That was
Yeah,
pretty
it was
awesome
good.
that you like took that little moment to like
Well, being a promoter,
decompress.
being under the, because it is stressful. Any other convention promoter can, agree with me, Gabe, I'm sure but taking care of yourself, that's something I teach in my old longevity of the artist
Mhm.
seminar too, is just taking care of yourself. And I really try to like get things done. So I don't want to put the stress on me. It's naturally there.
Mhm.
But yeah, I try to take care of myself along the way. And part of that's mental health, definitely. Physically, I do more jujitsu just because I can go legally choke somebody and get stress out.
You got
You
me
know?
working out. And like,
Yeah, and then
the-
Maddie here is hitting
Yeah.
yoga.
going to like sauna and
Yeah.
all kinds of stuff now. And I'm like, oh wow, my
You
back
probably
started feeling
feel-
better. I started having better posture. I was like a shrimp all
about
the
your-
time. Oh, my
like,
head.
mentally
Yeah,
too,
yeah,
it
yeah.
just feels
Oh, it
good,
just feels
so.
good. I feel like doing one little thing like that, and it feels so good when you're done, that it makes you feel like, oh man, I want to do more things that feel good for me.
Yep.
And
And
like,
it's
it
good
is
for a
not as
tattooer
close, yeah.
too, because the tattooer's body can be, we're stationary. We're like truckers pretty much.
Forever.
Yeah, exactly. And that's part of it, or you're just having back problems, stuff like that. So no, I like to be inspirational to other artists in one way or another, even if it's like physically. So I'm 50 and that shit's not easy to keep doing it, especially jujitsu beat you up.
Hey,
So-
guys,
Don't
I'm
get
gonna
into
have
that,
to-
though.
I gotta take off, but I appreciate you pulling me up.
Yeah.
You guys.
Yeah, I really wanted you to share what was going on with your artwork
Are you
while we
going
have the
home to paint
chance.
more? You can.
That's
gonna
exactly.
work.
I'm gonna go home
Yeah.
and feather.
Go
I
feathering.
have been putting these feathers on one by one.
You said you
and
did like
I-
1,000 feathers in one day or something.
You so
something
far I
crazy.
probably got 1,500, at least 1,500.
That's so
Because
awesome.
I've had these little packs of like 100, each one's got 100 plumage feathers in it. And so like I take each one and I went through at least 15 of these packs, and that's just some plumage feathers. Then I got probably 20 things of turkey tail feathers and stuff.
Yeah.
But it's all turkey and pheasant feathers that I'm using, because the only legal ones you can use are game birds. And I know there's still some ethical, like, shouldn't be using, feather. I probably won't do it a lot. I don't even know if I'll do it again. It's kind of expensive to do it first off the way I'm doing it. I just wanted that softness. I wanted everything
Yeah.
that it would be, real. And you can't make a feather. Like feathers are too fucking awesome for humans to make them properly. But yeah, so
Well,
that's
thanks
pretty
for
much
taking a
it.
moment and talking with
But
us.
Yeah,
George.
look forward to seeing your show, man. I've seen your paintings, but I haven't seen your sculptures. I know you got some new stuff you're bringing out, so I look forward to seeing it, man. Setting it up on bring down Wednesday, Thursday. So
Yeah, as early as I can. I got the whole week to help you guys out. So as soon as it can fit on in there and things are there, I'm ready.
we're ready for you.
Heck yeah. Well, thank you
All
guys.
right, brother. Have a good night, man. Have fun feathering, dinosauring.
Oh, you're not the thing
So
on.
yeah, on top of like the art gallery this year, we have new acts like every day, pretty much. We got Brianna Belladonna doing sword swallowing on Friday. We're flying back in the Monsters of Schlock from Canada. They've performed before Hell City, but see, bro. But they're like mad scientists from Canada. We're bringing them in. We've got Lulu Duchess, Savannah Fox, and Sarge Device doing burlesque. We've added new categories in the tattoo competitions, like best hand and foot tattoo.
That's a new
We
category.
brought, yeah, actually,
Nice.
yeah.
I didn't realize those were new. We
Yeah.
were talking about all the categories on last week's show. We kind of ran down the whole itinerary.
Yeah, that's new. We brought back the best booth award. So hopefully artists, if you're gonna be at Hell City, you decorate your booth out, because we're bringing that back. That was
That's
back
pretty
by popular
awesome.
demand.
I
Yeah,
like that a lot.
yep. So
By the way, thanks
There's
for
other
joining
categories.
us. This is very impromptu. Durb was literally
Yeah.
just walking
Yeah.
by, headed to the break area, and I was like, "Hey, you want to say something about Hell City?" So it's really awesome that you're
Yeah.
actually you've got a moment to
Wait,
sit with
yeah.
us.
crazy busy right now and nowadays, but yeah, it's a good thing. I like to sit down here and shoot the shit, but a lot of times I'm running around or getting
Especially
out the
right
door.
now.
Yeah, especially right
Yeah.
now. So, but I thought I'd take a moment, kind of fill people in. I don't know if anybody online has any questions they want to write to Kyle here. I can answer anything about Hell City right now. So, but yeah,
Nothing in the comments. Nope. Nothing.
and we got reinventing the tattoo
We've
seminars.
got some cool
Reinventing
stuff going on
weekend,
in
really.
the seminar room. If you're planning on, or you would like to learn how to stream or create content, there's going to be a seminar that Lauren is doing, and I will be helping as much as I can with that. So we're actually going to kind of like set up and demonstrate 3 different types of like broadcasting setups. So it'll
That's
be
awesome.
like the minimal, like if you're just working off of your iPhone, a camera and a good mic, and then, a full setup with multiple cameras, multiple mics, all the,
And you're
all
going
the
to be
stuff. So-
podcasting too, right? Upstairs with the tattoo
Yep,
collecting.
so I'm basically gonna have a set similar to this setup for us. We'll probably just have 2 or 3 chairs, and if you'd like to share any of your experiences or maybe contribute some material
Have
for
a
future
plethora of
episodes.
people to sit with too, if you ever want to, just little micro interviews with people.
Well, the
and
other
stuff
thing
on
that
weekend.
Lauren's doing is she's doing tattoo documentation. So she'll basically do like a tour of your tattoos and photograph and video all of your
Oh, right.
tattoos. And once she has that footage, it could be used for magazines, it could be used online, it could be used for all kinds of stuff. So
Yeah.
so if you want to get your work out there, like if you're proud of your collection and you want the world to see it, there's going to be some cool stuff going on to actually, like, in addition to what we are doing for our show, there's going to be like this other tattoo
Are you guys be
documentation
doing
going
that
on.
right at the main stage there? Or are you gonna be doing it downstairs? And
Lauren will be downstairs, I believe. I don't know. I don't know all the details. She's gonna be all over the place. She's
she'll probably
doing,
be in the reinventing room a lot.
yeah, she'll be in the reinventing room a lot. She'll be at the worldwide booth a lot. All over. So. It'll be a busy weekend.
So yeah,
Busy,
we got
busy.
the wet paint room down there. Right across from there is the seminar room. So even that second floor is really busy.
Yeah.
We got the 2 ballrooms down there. One's the wet paint ballroom with the fine art gallery. And I think
This
we got
is the
like
biggest
50
year
something
by
booths.
far.
That's
Oh,
where I
dude,
was.
this is
my
gonna be a
first
great
year.
year. This is, really, really big year, And just from, you can tell how big your year is gonna be from like room sales, Pre-sale tickets are out of control right now, so. And this is the only time we're doing Hell City 2023 at all.
Yep.
Yeah, we did Phoenix last year and we're not doing Phoenix this year at all. Rumor has it that we're going back next year.
Rumor has it.
Rumor has it,
Little
everybody,
birdie told us.
right? So when we do go back, it'll still be at the Biltmore, so same.
I'm
Same
partial to
awesome
Biltmore,
venue.
you know.
Oh, dude, Biltmore's awesome.
For you.
Beach.
Have you ever done this before?
Maybe
Depends on-
not this
I don't know,
exact place, but I've done things like this.
Yeah, just so what you do.
Nicely done.
Well, Clinton,
Nicely
what was
done.
it? Bush said he didn't inhale, or is that Clinton? Clinton was like, I hit that shit.
Clinton
Who didn't inhale?
said he didn't inhale. Did he?
He played saxophone in a jazz band. That motherfucker-
Obama, and Obama, they were like, did you inhale? And he's like,
Motherfucker,
yeah, that's the
I-
point, right?
I
Like,
fucking grew it.
that's the point. So, because you get more shit when you're lying.
Oh, I
You know,
mean,
you're like a fucking clown.
well, at this point, we've figured out it's just a plant, and no one's dying from weed. They're dying from the
It's not
legislation and the
representative.
laws that revolved around it. But the plant itself, I don't believe it's ever strangled somebody. I don't believe it's ever intoxicated someone enough to, I don't know, die. But alcohol poisoning is you can get from one purchase from the grocery store, where I also purchased
Alcohol will
my-
make people do some crazy shit compared to weed.
I
Yep.
stopped drinking
Crazy.
completely.
You know what
when I
happens when you get
started-
too high?
Yeah.
You go to sleep. Oops.
Or you eat a box of cereal
Yeah.
at 1 a.m.
Hungry? Hungry? What is it? Hungry, sleepy, happy? Or the... Anyway, sorry, I digress.
That's weird that you have so many strong values and you just started.
Yeah,
Just smoked the first time.
yeah.
Very passionate about
I
it.
do. I do pick things up quickly.
Oh.
It's my
You're going to be at the main stage of Hell City all weekend.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Doing AV work, setting up the main stage.
Yep. Actually,
Breaking down.
I'm actually on a soundboard this year.
You're running soundboard this
Yep,
year.
I'll be behind the board, so
Yeah.
Brian's free to handle all the
Sick.
flyaway stuff.
We got Kyle on the team this year. for the
Kyle's
first
gonna be on the
time.
team. I think my roommate's coming to volunteer as well. and should be good.
Dude, it's like all the help that comes out, it just makes it go so fucking smooth.
I was just talking to
Yeah,
literally,
it really does, man.
you're picking up the conversation Brian and I were just having. He's Mr. Overthinker, and I love him for it. And that's why it's nice to work with him, because he's already thought about the plausible
Brian's
scenario.
an integral part,
I
yeah.
love that, dude. So that's what he's going through in his
Brian
head.
Midkiff, so everybody doesn't know, you can look Brian Midkiff up on Instagram, all that good stuff, but he's like head of the Hell City AV, but also all year long, Brian's the guy, like artists, if you see your Hell City post go up on Instagram, Brian Midkiff is a guy designing those, laying them out, posting them, you know, and he posts all the events and stuff like that, so.
Behind the scenes.
Yeah, Brian Midkiff,
And he has the coolest new school leg that I've
he does, he's
seen.
got a
does.
great collection
I
going on, yeah.
swooned. I was like, oh my God, can I look at your leg?
Yeah.
He was like, I was like,
Coming together too.
It
It's like
is.
one of
Oh
those
my
V now,
goodness.
it's got that little
that,
gap,
the
little
Kelly Doty
leg sleeve.
pieces. Ugh,
Yeah,
that was
Kelly's piece
all
on
in
them.
there, bro. I
Yep.
was like, oh my goodness. 'Cause you know, I have a big old love.
You got in there Scotty,
for her.
Timmy, a little bit of everything.
A little bit of
Frank
everything.
Sinatra.
He's
Yeah.
he's been
So
slowly.
he's got a badass
collecting
tattoo collection also.
Amazing.
Yeah, but look him up, Brian Midkiff. He's go up, say hey to him at Hell City. He's the main stage.
He will be the one running in circles.
Yep, he will be the wild man. Other than me, I think
Yeah.
he goes crazy. running,
Yeah.
you know.
Well, that's
He's
that's
on
why
it, though.
But he's on. He's on
that's
point.
why he was like, I'll run board. I'm like, no, like you do 9,000 things. Like we got it. We'll be okay. He overanalyzes to the point where I think my main focus now is we got this, bro. It's
He's so passionate
Hey,
about
he's
it.
so
man.
passionate. and he thinks through everything. So many. If this happened, what would we do? And I'm like, bro,
You know, it's funny.
we would worry about it then.
We've simplified all that AV stuff, and you know this. We've simplified it so much over the years, so it's almost like easier to run now than ever. But just like I know everything's done for Hell City, except for we just needed brochures. That's it. Like I still stress on stuff. There's always lingering. There's always this like hidden anxiety until Monday when you can wake up and show's over.
So
You know,
I've done a lot of events, not just tattoo convention with you, but like I ran a banquet hall at like 15. I worked at a bank. I've done thousands and thousands and thousands of events. And the one thing,
Thousands and thousands and thousands.
thousands and thousands and thousands, like, dude, seriously, when you're doing 7, 8 a week, I worked at a banquet hall all through high school. At my, I did weddings and stuff at the hotel. I was an executive chef at. So like I've literally done a shit ton of variety of events. Something always goes wrong. Oh, yeah. Doesn't matter what event it is, doesn't matter what's happening. There is something that's gonna not go according to plan. It doesn't even need to be necessarily wrong,
That's where I
right?
like to simplify shit, man, because it eliminates a lot of the potential for things going wrong.
What's helped move me through a lot of these things is finding that moment and being like, there it is. Yep. Okay. There's our fuck up. Let's fix it and move on. And then it pushes all the rest of the worries away because you found the one thing that you knew was going to go wrong. Because every event has one. We forgot the power cord or
That
the
damn
one-
brain. You guys got that brain. I look at that, the brain so wired up and shit coming out of it. I'm just like
when we did our
one wire wrong in that thing. I mean,
when we did our dry run, we actually reconfigured to use the board the most optimally way possible. It's actually going to be a lot simpler to understand and a lot less convoluted because we did it the way it's designed to be done
and that's what I'm
in the
talking
best
about.
way. Like,
Passionate crew, like the AV, they're already like doing their own thing. You
Do
know,
it this way because this
Yeah.
is the way it's been done, or. we
they're
can
not waiting
figure
for
out
direction,
how to
not
make it
waiting
better.
for me to be like, hey, pick that
the
up.
less
You guys
questions
will
we ask you, the
it's already
better.
done.
That's literally, you were literally finishing the conversation we were just having. We're like, the only way to keep perpetuating and moving forward is to start picking up the odds and end jobs that we all see the holes in the game and report to each other before we ask you any questions. Because it's like, if we as a group, one of us knows the answer. We've got enough senior crew, we've got enough people there that stopping you is the last thing we need to do during showtime. Literally was the conversation we were just having.
Perfect.
It
Love it.
Love to hear it.
we want to keep doing the fucking
No,
show.
that's nice. Yeah.
To make your job easier is the easiest way
I'm
for us to
already-
keep doing Hell Cities.
Already like putting out my own little mini fires along the way, you know,
Always.
so it's nice to have a crew that like
You've got your own
doesn't have
list,
to
buddy.
log on to the fire,
Yeah,
you know.
you got your own list.
Yeah,
Like,
Exactly.
we
How
don't
long
want to
you
be
been
on
doing the
it.
show now. You've been working for the show for a while.
I've done AV probably 6 shows,
6 shows now.
but I did door for
Yeah. See, a
long
lot of
time
people, yeah, they
before
start
that.
Hell City and then they
started
Yeah,
load
I hear
ins
that.
and load outs and then working the doors, volunteer and having just the privilege of being on the team and having the honor of being welcomed as a team member and
Yep.
seeing the backstage pass and getting the pizza party and then the welcome, man. That was part of being earning your slot.
Yep,
Like it
exactly,
was
yeah.
part of coming up with the crew. It was
21 years coming up.
sure
Crazy. I started
20
Hell City when I was 29. I was young,
21
years old,
years. How
yeah.
many shows?
32. This will be 32 shows in
I
21
think,
years. That's a lot.
Because 30 was
A lot.
last year's Columbus.
That's why you got all this silver hair.
What you're capable of pulling off with your team now.
It's funny because when I first did Hell City, it was from the get-go was like different than most shows, you know, and I don't think, especially like Gunner
So
and all those guys that working for
you-
me, that is.
You traveled the country for a while, just hitting conventions.
I started doing
learning.
conventions when I was 18 years old, back to like Easy Rider shows. And then I hit, you know, the tattoo
Easy
tours, the
Rider.
old Dennis Dwyer tattoo tours in Chicago. So yeah, I tattooed the earth with all Paul's tours and all that. So, but those are the ones that I love. Those are some of my favorites, especially Paul's shows were great. The tattoo tours were amazing. I'm sure everybody knows. But I also, in between there, was hitting a lot of shows that I thought were missing either the focus on the artists, the organization, you know, the promotion and shit like that, you know, and like kind of like the heart of tattooing, what makes a convention from the good shows. So that's stuff that like when I decided to do my convention, you know, I try to apply things that I didn't like from other shows and learn from Paul and Dennis and those guys what they did right, and just try to focus on the artists and promote tattooing, not just tattooing, but like painting and like we're artists.
That
It's
was
always had a fine art feel to it as well.
that
Hell
was
City, you know,
always the distinguishing mark for Hell City for
high
me
caliber artists.
coming up. Was it wasn't just a tattoo show.
Yeah, exactly.
There was fine art
From tattooers.
that
That's what it
you
felt
can't
like coming here in the.
'Cause a
first
lot of
place,
people
like,
didn't
the
realize-
work Here was that way.
right. You're closing
Yeah,
the gap.
Exactly.
You're closing the gap.
Yeah.
They're not just
Representing us as artists
Right.
outside of off the skin on campus. Yeah.
I've been
Felt
to
like Hell City just felt like it was here when I got here, because I visited Hell City first. I didn't know anybody. I had that experience. Then I got to go to other conventions and realize I was like, man, these conventions are fun.
Difference and
But
stuff.
I felt very spoiled. That first convention, I was like,
Yeah.
oh man, you're kind of spoiled.
I tell that too to artists too. Like if you work Hell City, you kind of get spoiled. Yeah.
Like I knew, I mean, I feel like we've known each other for a long time, but before I like knew you well, I went to some other shows that were not Hell City, and it was like,
yeah.
notice the difference,
I mean, it's.
or you just notice what people are lacking after you make it evident.
I have the
That's what
exact
it is. You make it evident, you see where people.
I have the exact opposite experience. I only came to Hell City for years and years because it was my local. This was my friends, my people putting on the show. So here until the past 4 or 5 years, I never traveled to go to other shows.
Yeah.
It wasn't a big part of my like hype on tattoos. So now, from being involved in the show, I get to see. I walk into another, and I'm instant judgy. You know what I mean? And I don't mean to be, but I'm always like realizing what a privilege and difference.
Here's the
our show
cool
is.
thing though, is over the years, that's when Hell City started 21 years ago, where shows were then, I've had a lot of promoters, and I've also worked with a lot of promoters from here to Italy and back on conventions. So one thing I have noticed, and I don't know if it's not just Hell City, it's all the other good shows and shows that have been in the past, but you don't see that quite as much now, I think, because the artists are aware of it. They put their energy towards like the good shows, or that's the one they want to participate in. And I think promoters, there's enough examples out there now of good shows that other promoters are paying attention to what makes them successful. So we don't see it quite like, dude, hold on. There was a show, I'm not gonna talk about it, that didn't have pipe and drape.
P&D.
I had to go get it, being fun, had to go get it. I'm not gonna say a name,
We
but they're
talk
still
about it
out
all the
there.
time.
We had to put up our own tables, get our own trash cans.
Was there a
set
hooker
up
in the
our own
trailer?
booth.
There's a hooker in the
So,
trailer,
you
right?
all know what I'm talking about.
There's a hooker in the trailer.
Yes.
Yeah.
So
Making sure it's
But-
all in the same place.
the majority of
Get
what
a
I've
trailer.
noticed is people have paid attention, and shows are much better nowadays.
It's an event that people like, they schedule time off work, they schedule for people to watch their kids, they spend their hard-earned money to travel there.
Like
get the
flights and
room,
rooms.
Right.
The admission to the show, if they get tattooed or if they don't get tattooed, regardless, it's nice to make all of that effort worthwhile with a good, enjoyable show. Like-
Exactly. And represent tattooing in the right way.
And it feels like it just feels better too. It's a lot cleaner. It felt like than some other shows I've been to. Like I feel like we're very good at like reminding people like, hey, make sure we got a glove on that hand. If
Yeah.
you're trying to wipe. Like I feel like
Yeah.
everyone walks up on the stage with a glove on their hand and they're ready to do the thing.
Yeah.
And I felt like that was kind of nice too. When I had gone to other places, I had noticed like a couple, just etiquette things like that, I feel like hadn't quite like
Part of
been a
that,
staple.
That's the
focus on.
21
Yeah,
year.
part of that,
Exactly.
yeah.
But it's all becoming part of that, like,
Nice. It's really refined. So
Yeah.
having that.
There is no feeling greater than Saturday night, middle of the night, pumped fucking full room. Everybody focused on one goddamn thing.
Yeah.
Everybody
It
in
is,
there
yeah, you're
for
right.
that same like. We've been there a day. We're settled in. We're comfortable with each other now.
Yeah.
We're all
By
fucking
that time,
family.
everybody's a
Everybody's
tribe at
laughing.
that point.
That
Tribe with the vibe right there.
that night
Yeah.
is the night I stand there and go. This is why I did that.
Man, and Saturdays, I mean,
It
we all
doesn't
know
mean Saturday.
Fridays are vastly different. Saturdays are vastly different than Fridays. People get off work. Conventions usually get a little busier later in the day. Saturday, Hell City's a madhouse, both levels, 3 ballrooms filled with
yeah, there's
people.
usually,
And acts pretty much starting at 1 with Art Fusion experiment on the main stage, and then it rolls
Yep.
over into burlesque.
It's all night.
competitions.
there's like a steady line all day. It's not, so the nice thing is about the way the Hyatt is set up and where the entrance to the festival is, when there is a line early in the morning before the show opens up, you're not lined up outside. So if it's
Yeah,
cold or if anything like
You're
that,
like
you're
parked
up-
upstairs.
yeah, it's like zigzagged up and down these stairs that lead
I-
down to the
love seeing
food
that.
court
I-
area.
I-
I
Yeah,
remember in Phoenix, the people that were helping at the front were like, bring everybody in zigzag. And then nobody told the people that. And they just waved a bunch of people. And then everybody was pissed because like all the lines got mingled. And I was like, hold up. This is what we're doing, guys.
Yeah.
Everybody just wait.
Y'all gonna get in eventually.
Stop moving, stand here and we'll just. If you're happy and you know it,
Yep.
clap your hands. Like, it went very all right, guys. It was one of those, but it was 100 degrees outside, so I get it. But
And yeah, you
Remember to
can't.
bring Cash.
Yes, cash.
that's
We got
Cash
cash
is
machines
very
there, but
Yeah, but
definitely
it's
everything's.
in that line, You get up there and you realize you're a good.
Yeah, you got to jump out of line, go back. Yeah, you're right.
Bring cash.
Yep. And
Not
I
that
think
that
the artists
happens
love
to me.
cash too.
well,
Silly,
sometimes what
but,
happens, even
you
if we
know.
do have card readers and things like that, this happens with the Shopify and the True Tubes booth. There are so many signals in the room that it's really hard to even get our readers to connect to.
Yeah, cash definitely makes it
Transaction.
flow a lot easier for the artists and just everybody in general,
for the government.
Or the tattoo system. You can barter stuff.
I'm a barber
Coming-
bitch.
yeah,
Barber.
trim the woods, you know, in the back of my yard,
Gotta get
come
me
over and mow my
nails.
grass.
Speaking of, no,
Yeah, Ben's like, I was trimming the trees.
trees. No,
But no, I'm super excited, you know, and it's nice to hear generations of people or people from outside that I didn't know before coming to Hell City, or early workers moving up into positions, you know.
it's the one thing a year that I build up for all year.
Yeah.
Like
How do I say it? It feels like Hell City's matured
It's
over
my
time, you know,
holiday.
to what it is now. So,
it's my holiday.
and we got seriously like
A barber.
this year, I'm super stoked on because we got a really good one lined up, you know, and badass artists. Like, it's invite only. So like, we look at you and we want to know who you're bringing with you. So we look at all the portfolios together, little review panel, and then, so
Oh,
I
you
don't know,
mean
try
I
to keep
could
high
just-
quality. I know. And this is honestly, as a promoter, where you get indirect hate is if you can't accompany somebody with a booth, and it's nothing personal to anybody.
has a lot
with
to
Hell
do
City, yeah,
when the
it's
application's
very,
received. It has a lot
yeah.
to do with, like, it's not
And
just
it
that.
can be overwhelming too. So sometimes, you know, like, and we try to get new artists and give them opportunities. Sometimes people have applied 5-6 years and then they get a booth. And I'm seeing them at Hell City like, bro, thank you, you know,
One of
and
the
I feel
things
good
like
at that
to
point.
talk
So I
about
give an
a lot.
opportunity. And that's for, yeah.
Be so excited. They're like, yeah, man, I've been waiting here for like so long. Like, how long have you been tattooing? And I'm like, 2 years. And first convention ever. And they're like, okay.
All right.
My favorite is, how long have you been tattooing? Nope.
They all think you've been tattooing because you're
Don't.
covered, man.
Don't.
You look like you're
One of the
tattooer.
things we get to talk about a lot is your knack for curating like the right personality types. So not only do you look at like talent for your show, but you look for like eclectic artists, and you look for like people that really get
Variety
along
of
and
styles.
vibe together. You know what I mean?
Don't
As you like
be a-
walk through the
Yep.
aisles of Hell City, it's almost like, I'm not gonna say there's,
Family
like, a
feel.
new school area and a bio area, but there's kind of a new school
Maybe.
area.
Yeah, man.
Just a
You know,
of like the kind of artists that are side by side and the kind of work that's being done. So like as you're walking through as a spectator, as you walk through, it's like you'll see like all the black and gray heavy hitters kind of in a row where they're all collaborating.
I think
with
we've
one
been in like in
another
that
and
opening
sharing
row with
jokes and-
Gabe Lottis
yeah.
and Paul Booth and all
I'm
them
not
right there.
saying that, like that's a deliberate thing, but it definitely seems
It
that-
works. Well,
Guys
it works.
together, they smell like weed and they're goofy little.
Yeah,
kids.
right.
We talk about the magic of having the large studio of people that all push each other artistically. So when you're
Yeah.
talking about putting people of the same, I don't want to say genre, but for lack of a better term, genre together, that's a very rare opportunity for them as well to be able to push each other. Oh, you learned this trick. Look what I picked up. Because there's
Mhm.
no real like hate and competition in tattooing like there
Right.
used to be.
There
in
should
the
be.
80s.
No, there's enough
so-
skin to go around.
Right.
You
So
know,
now it's more of a, hey, look at this, check this out. So when they get that opportunity themselves, that's half the draw for them as well, is that opportunity to be immersed in their level of tattooing. There's a difference. You don't get to be around people that have also elevated their skill as much all the time. So now you get to see that upper echelon of collaboration.
Yeah.
That's why I love Art
for
Fusion.
real. That's even in the
Why I love
ballroom,
art
lots
fusion.
of styles of tattooing. It's not just like a heavy traditional show, or try a little bit for everybody coming through the gates,
The-
you know.
That's the beauty of Art Fusion too, for me, is these people get an opportunity to stand
See
next
it.
to each other
Yeah.
and get to work on not just a piece of art, but the same
Takes them
piece of
outside of the
art.
realm of
The
yeah,
other
it's
thing
skin.
with
it
the art
evolves.
fusion,
Yeah.
there's
Oh, yeah.
like
Right. I love it too.
they're sold like silent auction style. So it's a really cool opportunity to own artwork
Yep.
by like some artists who are pretty
Yeah.
hard to collect artwork
Yep.
from.
You know where
Especially if
the money gets donated to, right?
Where?
Jeff Solon donates it to the kids of the Chicago schools and stuff like that. So we
Nice.
give all that. We don't take any money off the silent raffles for any of the Art Fusion, and we look at what was sold. Jeff takes it and
Mhm.
sends me that he
It,
cuts a
dir-
check and all that too.
it directly
so.
went to benefit a science program last year.
Yeah, so he
buy
does it for what
equipment, like, it's
it's
pretty
something
cool.
with his school system. It's kind of like a gift to Jeff because he's been an incredible MC all these years, and it's awesome to give back. I try to
How
always
long's
do
Jeff been in
charity stuff.
education?
I mean, Jeff, he's from a family of like scientists, pretty much.
Right.
Yeah.
Like, that's
So,
insane. And that's
he's always been one of the smartest motherfuckers I've known.
for sure.
You know,
But that's again something that Hell City does different, that a lot of conventions don't take the time to even put on the plate. When your plate's full, you share with people. And that's something that Hell City's always done. There's not been a year that we didn't donate to some charity, have some sort of art raffle that benefited others, because that's what you're supposed to do. You're supposed to take care of the people around you.
And Jeff Solon's like the computer scientist and
Oh
stuff.
yeah.
Last year at Hell City, this is new shit. He's on main stage and his buddy's up in a space station. And he was waiting for a call from his buddy, and somehow he got a phone call on the main stage from the US government.
Yep.
And he's like, nah, I'm busy, and hung up. And it was his buddy call from the space station.
Literally a call from
So it could
outer
have been the
space.
first space station call at Hell City.
He was
It's a live event right there.
bummed
Yeah,
that
real
he
bummed.
didn't answer it.
Yeah.
He was like,
He spoke to him after that, but like
Yeah.
that
but
would have been cool if he could have been like, bam, what's up?
legitimately hurt
Yeah.
that he did that.
But Jeff's that guy. Jeff's the MC that has guys from the space station calling him. You know,
I ain't never got a call from space.
yeah. Anybody else getting called from space? Nope.
Careful now.
Yeah, this thing rips.
Oh,
Yeah.
I'm sorry, guys.
I'm just, you know,
Got me earlier too.
I knew I've used it before. It still just sneaks up on you.
But yeah, Jeff will be back again. He does all the giveaways and stuff too.
He
Have you
keeps
guys
the
seen his
stage-
Q&A that he does at the main stage? Then he'll like do a lot of
yeah.
giveaways based off of like different knowledge
Well,
facts that he
you're-
has and stuff.
Judging a lot of times that crowd participation isn't necessarily involved because you can't hear the conversation of the judges behind the scenes and things like that. Jeff does an amazing job of reaching out and keeping people engaged to what's happening on the stage. So we have that opportunity to shuffle people across and then be like, okay, look at these badass fucking countries. And he's amazing at it. So-
Even impromptu games I saw last year, like just
Get up there. They do Rubik's
Yeah, I was gonna
Cube.
say,
Yeah.
the Rubik's Cube challenge out now.
gonna grab
Anybody
some
out
water.
there that spins a Rubik's Cube, Jeff will race you. Bring it
Oh,
with
yeah.
you. If you don't, normally he brings two, but I don't want to. The one time I say that out loud, he doesn't actually bring.
No,
it.
and he's all about the Rubik's Cube.
So yeah,
business.
like bring it. If you got some cube speed, Jeff would be pumped. Pumped because he often gets people that are willing to try, but I've only seen a couple people actually know the speed version. That he's
like one or two people maybe even like come close or like maybe kick the room or something like that.
So what Durb just said is he's only seen one or two people come close.
Yeah.
Or
Beat them.
or beat 'em.
Something. Yeah.
Yeah, the microphone.
But
doesn't
it's
pick up on
few
the
and
phone.
far between. So, but that says something about our team too, you know,
Right.
the guy running the main stage is like a genius pretty much, you know, on the,
His
Yeah, the
trivia
mic.
is fantastic.
but he's just funny. You wouldn't know
It's
how
always fun.
The
smart he
broad
really, you know.
spectrum of people that are our people is it always been insane to me. It's never been real clicky one way or the other. You can't really define our group. If you put us all together, there's no like overarching theme. We're not all in black hoodies and sad makeup.
No.
You know what I
We're just
mean? Like,
ourselves.
Like an aerial yoga.
Yeah.
and that
person,
makes
like,
that makes it fun. There's
Yeah.
no like need to
And there's no bad attitudes. There's no judgmental anybody in our crew. And that's kind of how I look at the artists too for Hell City. To be honest with you, like talking about personalities there, because I don't want that one guy that was an asshole that I gave a booth to that I knew that's at the bar now drunk trying to start fights. You know what I'm saying? It's that simple. So personalities in your shop and at your shows are important. You know,
It's
yeah.
like when you're at any of the like upper echelon events like this, where like no matter who you are, you're surrounded by people you look up to. It's not the time to act a fool. You know what I mean?
well, and the beauty of Hell City is our hidden security. A lot of people
Right.
Or the
Or
non.
should I even just throw it out there? Yeah, we've got non-hidden security, but what most people don't realize is not everybody that's on our staff is wearing a Hell City staff shirt.
True.
And there is lots of people that are in Annex and mingled in with the crowd that are Hell City affiliates that are more than willing to handle the situation.
Yeah,
Because and I'm not
exactly.
saying I'm not trying to tough
That's why
guy
there's
here.
never situations
I'm
really.
really not trying to tough guy. That's not my intention. But what I'm saying is we've done
We
more
would
than
use
the
that to
average show
keep the peace.
to keep the peace.
Yeah, exactly.
I still feel safe at my booth. I don't have to worry
Yeah.
about
My
Exactly.
favorite person
Yep.
is Cop Tony.
Yeah.
It's the one
Because
time a
Tony
year
the
I get to see Cop
Yeah.
Tony. And
Protected by
He looks out and everybody knows.
Gracie Jiu-Jitsu.
yeah.
Yeah, we got all the jujitsu
on top of
crew in the
jujitsu,
house, like a lot.
Really what I meant was
Yep.
we kind of got a,
Yeah, I know, right? All the door guys. Yeah.
it was really the door guys and
Yep.
really just like our people that were
Remember,
like,
we got Rember there. Rember's gonna be a black belt soon, I think.
shit.
Yeah.
So and that's what I was kind of hinting to, is like we networked enough to have the people there to make sure that we're safer than
You never get that vibe there though.
because everybody's
You
trying
get
to be-
smiles coming in. So if you're
Because
wearing a
there's not
frown,
ton of
something's
security.
wrong.
When you see a ton of security and you see over protection, people then are like, why do I need to be worried?
Yeah, you don't have
It
to
puts-
be. Yeah.
And that's one of the beauties of how you've developed the family vibe. Is
Yeah.
You haven't had that very like aggressive, like,
You don't need that. Yeah. you don't
because
have tough guy
it's
people,
all undercover.
you
It's-
know?
it's
And people
amazing.
tell, like I said, there's a vibe there and everybody's just chill. Everybody's glad to be there. The tattooers are glad to actually have a chance to be there and to intermingle with their buddies, or sometimes they don't. Sometimes people only do Hell City now, you know, and they'll, that's that one time a year when they get to like see everybody.
Yep.
So the vibe there is far,
travel with
far
their
from anything like
families.
angry or violent.
Oh
huh?
yeah.
People travel with their families.
Yeah.
Style City
Yep.
artists will bring their kids.
Yep. Especially that Phoenix show
Mhm.
down there with the pool.
I
Everyone's
am-
like the family vacation.
I am gonna have to
Oh, yeah.
take a break
2024.
because LB's coming. She wants to make a lap.
Okay.
And I was like, yes, ma'am.
Get her on the stage. We'll get a photo of her up there on the podium of death.
I need to do all that. I'm just gonna walk around. That's all. You can do whatever you want to do. But every time we drive past the billboard that's by her house, she literally screams and yells at, that's
Yeah.
my team. Oh, like,
Yeah. Nice.
she gets
We were tracking down the billboards today,
Yeah.
actually. Yeah.
raising hellions, man.
Yeah.
I love it.
That too.
Yeah.
I thought it was a big picture.
Did you get I think the list is on the
Yeah, I
message, right?
screenshotted it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna go check one out.
We did the one at 4th, I
I
think.
found one, but it wasn't like easily accessible for me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The one at, is it 4th and Goodale?
What's it
That's a
called?
good
Okay.
one. Yeah. You can get out right there.
I caught the Bryce Road one as I was driving by. I could definitely get a better picture of that if you would like. It's right down there.
Yeah, it's all good. We got some today.
It's
But it's pretty cool seeing everything like in full gear and starting to hear people like, I heard your radio ads.
Mhm.
Or I saw your billboard.
It's a point of pride for me, man.
crazy.
It's the one
Yeah.
time I'm here. I'm like,
That's when shit's getting real though, when I'm like, here it comes.
You said billboard over there.
They all know now.
Get that gym
That's
done.
whenever
you notice it matches my shirt. Oh, shit.
Whenever I
That's
talk
not
to
a
people
coincidence.
in
I
like,
love it, dude.
like-
It's. I was talking to Brian last year, and he was like, "Let's go up to the front booth and get our wristbands." And I looked at him and I was like, "Brian, not to be rude, my favorite thing about Hell Cities is the one place I don't need a wristband. Like that's the one time a year I can do that. Like that's the one time I can be like, no, this is my people. We're good. Yeah, like exactly. I don't need to talk to Durb. I don't need
Durb
to.
back.
That's the whole point. Like
Be
that's
like,
that's
this
my
is
one
back,
time
yeah.
a year to be able to have that. Like, nope, I don't need it. It's the only place I can
I
do that.
love that you guys love it.
Yeah, that's my favorite.
You know?
Yeah.
Yeah. I love that. It's great.
one of the
I'm
things
gonna
that I
have to,
love.
you in a clown suit though this year.
No,
You'll say crew,
no,
clown crew.
I will revolt. I will.
You're like, no.
revolt. No, I'm kidding. Put me in whatever you want, bro.
Put you
It's
in
your
a ninja
fucking
suit.
show.
I'm gonna put you in a ninja
It's your
suit.
show.
All right.
One
I
of the
think what
things
we're
I
gonna have to
love
dress in all.
like
Your
talking
show.
to people about tattooing and like, you know, when it comes up in casual conversation, they're like, oh, you do tattoos? And I'll be like, oh, yeah, yeah. And they'll be like, have you ever heard of Hell City? I'll be like, as a matter of fact,
Nope.
I'll be like, look at that giant sticker on the back of Fandango. Yeah.
Harry got to have one of those the other day. He was at the barber and the barber was like talking about tattoos and was like, yeah, man, I got tattooed at Red Tree, you know, kind of like flex a little bit. He's like, yeah, he's like, it's kind of hard to get in there sometimes with the artists. And there's like, yeah, my girlfriend works there.
Yeah.
He's
Oh, shit.
like, I got
So you can
tattooed.
get in.
I got to be the flex.
That's
Thanks.
great.
Thanks for
That's
the
great.
flex.
But it's cool to hear people like that too. Like it is kind of special when people get in
Yeah,
because
it's like, oh, it's like a privilege, which I like. That's what I want to do
Yeah.
too. It's like, you're paying a lot of money for me to physically harm you. You should have the best experience.
Yeah.
Yeah,
You should love it. You
absolutely.
should be so proud to be tattooed.
I don't
by
think
me.
it's not just the appointment only part of Red Tree, it's the
Yeah.
consultation only part too. So like there's a couple.
And a lot of us
Little
like
hoops to get through.
start doing like one tattoo a day where I don't have to rush anything. Like book your day out. And that's what I tell them now too.
I'm a
book your
bear.
day out. We're gonna take our time and we're gonna do a great piece and you're gonna love it. And it's gonna be a long day, but like you're gonna be really excited to talk about that experience that we had.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It gives you a
It's
good day
fun.
with your client too. And you don't feel rushed or anything,
Yeah.
you know, get a
There's
couple
no
smoke breaks,
I've
chill.
never been-
Yeah. Ever.
ever.
Me either.
Like,
I wish I would have had a shop like this, like coming up.
Like,
Yeah.
I'm very lucky to be this early on. And be
We're
able
all
to-
lucky. And it's not just me. I'm fortunate to be here. I'm the owner, but what I'm saying, it's like we're all
Absolutely.
fortunate to be a part of this, even me, to have this type of a crew and shit like that, all the good things going on. And So not
It's a very
just,
supportive
yeah.
atmosphere.
So I always put myself in like the artist. I'm still an artist here. I still tattoo.
Right.
I
Yep.
try to be one of the workers of Hell City.
Well,
You
So
were just tattooing this week.
yeah,
Real leaders don't
tattooed made
lead
me
from the
yesterday
front.
or 2 days ago. What's that?
Real leaders don't lead from the front.
Right. Exactly.
They're not
Mm.
with everybody else.
Part of the
And
tribe.
when you stop thinking,
I
like
don't think I
that,
could sit back. I'm just not that guy either. Like if I see you guys working, I'm like, I gotta work. Right. You know,
Yeah.
so it's motivational. Right. Yeah. Yeah. We got it. Kind of like you gotta do with Brian, you gotta do with me. We're good. Yeah, exactly. Go to bed, Grandpa. Yeah,
we got
definitely.
people to push Kate.
Well, there hits a point with Hell City where I gotta be like, yo, a lot of people here. I gotta hands off. What's up? You know, kind of like, yeah. So I try to give as much as I can until there's a point where there's like too many people checking in. I could be like, hey, so I
Right.
try to host. So a
Yeah.
lot of times you come to admissions, I'll be like, what's up, man? As you're checking in or checking out. you
We,
know.
we were
That's
saying
awesome.
earlier in the show that that's one of the things we, as a crew, we really take pride in is shooting to be set up. So when other artists get there, we're out of the
It's
way.
really stressful that way.
We're out of
too.
the way. We're
Yeah,
not
people
trying to
show
do
up,
last
it's like,
minute.
"Oh, thanks for time to go, what's up?"
Mhm.
And then somebody
Right.
walks up behind that, you know.
Yep.
And especially
We
in
do a good job of it.
someone in your shoes that knows every single face that's walking through the door,
Yeah.
it's a lot harder to get anything done. So we try to be preset and ready to run before anybody else
Probably
even
about 30
shows
to
up.
5, it's like when the artists are checking in, it's like music's on, screens are on, just there's your booth, you know,
There we
then
go.
Is there
Yeah.
anything that we can assist you with?
Mhm.
usually not.
No, I just meant like as a,
Yeah.
that's where I want to be by time other people are showing
Yeah,
up. is
exactly. Just kind of helping people
What do you
loading
need?
in and
There
you
was
know, little
constantly
stuff.
somebody like, you need something.
Here's the
grab that
door.
for you, you need this,
Here's
you
the
need this.
exit.
Yeah,
Yeah,
super
constantly.
Bathrooms are
Team.
around
Yeah.
the corner.
right? For real.
Multiple people and like even the downstairs area. Like where there's a lot of stuff going on up in the upstairs, there's just as much going on downstairs. And I feel like you can tell like it's just as taken care of downstairs and like
Yeah.
excited about
What I do
the
is I
vibe's still down there going. Yeah.
constantly
Laps.
moving.
Laps.
And then all like at the main, when the event's getting ready to go, you'll see me at the main stage. I'll be like, hey, what's up? Okay, set, good. Okay,
know,
I get
that's
going and I'll
another
be like,
thing, too.
boom.
You are like, you're just as comfortable emceeing as
A lot of
your MC.
public speaking.
Yeah. Like it's not uncommon for you to like take over the mic for a while. It's not uncommon for you to like explain what's going on or introduce people.
And I think it comes from like teaching seminars, hosting a lot of stuff too. That
Friends, you know.
yeah, we did the Venetian tattoo gathering. That was like a real kind of like not difficult, but it was different because it was like there's 4 translators in the back of the room. So there was like German, you know, Italian, English, Spanish, maybe. But it was like hosting overseas. There's probably like 1,000 people. Literally, there's 1,000 people. I'm in, you know, Venice, Italy. So I would like say something funny, but it would take like 20-30 seconds maybe for the translator to say it. Then the crowd would laugh when I'm like, anyways, you know. So I've done a lot of it. Yeah. Like if I could, you know, yeah. So I just had a lot of
That's amazing.
learning lessons, and I'm not like I'm not easily embarrassed. You know, you guys, I'm silly as shit.
You're
Oh, yeah.
goober. Yeah.
So yeah, I just clown around. So I'm not easily embarrassed, even if I fumble upon words or any of that. It's like I'm human.
There's
you
there's
know?
a comfort knowledge as well.
Yep.
There's not an aspect of anything there that you're not
Yeah, I'm not
fully
faking the funk for me.
entrenched in.
Yeah.
There's not a question that somebody can curveball, so you're not worried about getting caught off
Public
guard.
speaking can be scary for a lot of people. What do I tell them too? I go, people are just as nervous looking at you teaching or talking. Like if I was like in a whole room and I just kept like looking right at you, you'd be like,
tech person too, so that typically scares people
yeah,
off.
throws them off.
exactly.
I used to get really
So-
self-conscious about how much I would talk. And then as I've gotten older and gotten into this industry, it's helped me so much. And it's been like such a thing like people will compliment on now.
Yeah.
Where like it used to be like such like this, oh man, I wish I could be quiet. And now it's like, oh, cool. I'm great for podcasts. Let's do it.
Yeah. Yep. Yeah, and you got to be a talker somewhat, you know, so you
Yeah.
can't be like super abbreviated when you're like hosting or
Right.
doing public speaking. It's a performance.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's-
Somewhat, you know.
That's what I like about so I think that's why I'm on AV. It's the show. It's the
Yeah.
production
Yeah.
aspect of it. I would much rather throw the party than go to the party any day of the week. And there's a certain feeling that you get when the room's pumping off of your work. When you help create that buzz, when you help create that environment, there's a real I don't know, there's a real point of pride there for me. I love that. I really do.
Everybody takes pride on the team because it's cool once it's all set up. It's a lot of work setting it up and organizing it all.
You
year.
work hard for it. You get to
But dude,
enjoy
when
it a
it's
little
set
bit.
up, it feels cool as hell. Literally.
Yeah, and that's
hell.
it. That's the
We did this. Yeah.
my homies just threw a bang.
Yep.
Like I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it.
Just
Just
look.
look
at
at it. Aw.
And it's all, dude, the whole ballroom's been redone. There's
Right.
like literally brand new carpet, the ballroom, the foyer, all the lighting's redone, internet's all redone, balconies wider. There's like a lot of changes, you
They
know.
widened the balcony.
Yeah, because they got rid of the back wall. There was like the booths that would push up towards the
Yeah.
rail, but now there's gonna be more room
No,
up
that's
there.
epic.
Yeah, people love that balcony. Oh, the Eagles Nest.
The Eagles view.
'Cause you can like see the
I
whole.
love standing up there and just watching.
Yeah,
the
that's one of
show.
the best
That's
views.
best- Yep.
Yeah,
best
Do you
and
view.
remember-
everybody goes up there. Everybody ever stays busy as hell.
Do you remember when you were doing like one of the first walkthroughs of the building and every window you came by were like, here's another Eagles view of the warehouse.
Here's the Eagles
Here's
Nest. Yeah,
another
and the
Eagles
tour.
view of the warehouse.
The
We
Eagles
were
Nest.
downstairs on the lower level.
Up
He's like,
there.
here's another Eagles view of the warehouse. It was cracking me out. But you're right, man. It's a good place to go and see the buzz of the room. And I think those are my favorite photos are from that
Yeah.
angle
Especially with the crowds stick down
because
there. That
you
overhead.
see the full impact of the room. The
Oh,
way
man.
it's set up is you don't see every person in the room at the same time. So you don't get that claustrophobic feeling. You don't get that crowded space.
Yeah.
But when you get a chance to step back and see the magnificence that is that filled room, it's impactful.
Oh, it gets
What's so
packed.
Wild is it's just like, oh, you wanna go upstairs?
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
yeah, like this is crazy. These are awesome artists. You wanna go
Balcony?
upstairs?
Yeah.
Like,
To the crazy, to the big room. And we don't have chairs. We don't do seating at the main stage. It just gets so packed that everybody just cozy. Like, so you just see little groups, pockets, of, people and stuff like that. So, but if we had chairs up, it'd be too.
No, you don't want chairs.
people sit on the ground comfortably.
No, I think
That's
it's
crazy.
the way it's been for 21 years. People have been up there just chilling on the carpet, hanging out with each other.
Chairs
picnic
make it
area.
awkward to leave or come to a show. So if there is a million things going on there, you got to think how many booths are in the main ballroom?
I think 89. or something like
89.
that.
Okay. So that's 89 different things to do in that room, including the stage. So when
Times
you're
two.
when you're dedicated to going in and out of a row and bothering the other people in the row, and excuse me, let me sit. Pardon me. You're less likely to take the time and be like,
Yeah.
and
I
then
think part of the feel too is how it's been all those years.
You're-
It's
you're
people are
able
like,
just
we're
to-
Hill City.
you're able just to float in and out.
Yeah.
And when it comes down to everyone wanting to be at the stage, seats actually hinder how many people you can have in
Yeah,
an
you're right.
area.
Yeah.
So like it would be way more crowded feeling overpacking the chair. So
Yeah, and some of our performances, there's the crowd's going into the aisles. It gets packed. So Yeah.
Man,
No
I'm getting
seating.
excited the more we talk about it.
coming
I
up,
can't wait.
start loading
So,
Tuesday.
we've
What's
been
today?
talking
Thursday.
For almost 2
start loading
hours. I
Monday.
feel like we snagged Durb's ear and attention for almost
You
an hour.
did. You guys got me tonight.
I didn't mean
That's good.
to.
Now I'm here.
Okay.
I'm here
Yeah,
for
I
it.
love it. I
That's
love
why I
it.
didn't
love
jump
it.
off stage or anything. So
But I
enjoying it.
should go back to tattooing. I just took a break.
well, if he
Absolutely.
should, then
Well, we should. This is not
yeah,
a bad place to wrap this convo
that's
up.
perfect.
Excitement,
Yep.
pump for Hell City.
You
I
can
don't-
see everything at hellcity.com right now. It's fully updated, all the artists, everything.
Also check
You
that.
can book a
Instagram.
room. Yep. Yep. They at hell_city. Can't miss it.
I think everyone's more than pumped for this year. I think everyone's excited to see the new changes. I mean, the buzz for this year is big.
Yeah.
It's
yeah.
big. Everybody's pumped.
Yeah.
Like
I'm pumped.
more than
I
ever.
can't wait.
more
Every
than
year I
ever.
stay pumped.
I-
That's a
Oh
lot
my
of work.
God, so, like,
Yeah.
I've got handing out all those little flyers. and
Yeah.
that
So it
too.
might be some of their first
Oh,
times.
yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
And it exposes people to a whole different world.
We're ready.
Let's do it. Hellcity.com.
Well, we'll
Next
see
weekend.
everybody next weekend.
19th
Let's
to the
do
25th.
it.
In person,
Yeah.
live
We're
in the
we're
flesh.
running live Thursday, and then we're collecting all kinds of footage over Hell City to do a couple recap episodes. So you guys will get to go deep with us. It'll be a It'll be a good podcast coming up. Stay tuned.
All right, guys. Well, have a great week.